Welcome my guest, Brett Ernst, the main man, the co-host, the Jew with the fucking flu, Lee Syatt, that bad motherfucker.
Lee, you sick?
No.
No, right. He's living like a doctor. Look at him. He's looking good. He greased his head till he's ready to go.
God, Joe, I'm so fucking glad to see you, man.
I'm telling you, I'm happy to see you, Brett Ernst.
I love you, man. You're the best fucking guy. I've known you since, I think, 99.
Yeah. You were a fucking baby. You were coming out. Your eyes were big.
Yeah.
You were the same night. But every time you heard music, you started dancing. You were like Don Henley's girl.
It's simply irresistible. Dude, you're the only guy I know. I love you. You drink, smoke, and eat weed at the same time.
I ain't fucking around. By the way, cherry cannabis quencher for you motherfuckers leaving the gym and drinking Gatorade. Fuck you, all right?
You came in, you put your backpack down, and it thudded like you had a rock in there.
A bag of shit. That new medical marijuana store, they ain't fucking around. They gave me a joint with hash in it. They gave me weed. They got espresso beans. I mean, I got fucking everything here tonight. I got chocolate-covered fucking espresso beans, cocksuckers. Look at this.
They're the best thing with chocolate, with weed in it that I've tasted.
Unbelievable. Unfucking believable. We ain't fucking around here no more out in Cali. If you motherfuckers telling your friend's story, like, I'm growing weed in my basement, suck my dick. You're in no danger. You ain't doing what we're doing. So get your shit together. Get your fucking plane ticket and come out to Cali and hang. What the fuck?
We got fucking weed water.
We got weed fucking water now.
It's crazy.
There's water. There's weed in the water. Or better yet, water in the fucking weed. Oh, we're here. It's a beautiful day to be alive. Thank you for joining us at night for the special edition. I've been wanting to get you on for a while. And what happened was last week, I'm at home, writing, doing whatever the fuck I'm doing. I got the earphones on.
Minding
and I'm
your
listening
business.
to this shit, minding my own business. And I'm listening to this old school, like something, when you go to YouTube, sometimes you put it on, it just hits you with the different songs that you might listen to, genres. They already know. It's like if you go online in the afternoon and try to get a plane ticket to Connecticut, the rest of the day, every time you go on the computer, there's pop-ups. United goes to Connecticut.
Yeah, it's annoying.
Like they fucking know. Google knows. They all know what's going on. So it's funny they have what music genres I listen to. And this page had like Black Label Society, had Black Sabbath, it had like Bush, and in the corner was Let the Music Play.
Yeah, Shannon.
By Shannon. And I go, I haven't heard that in a while. And I played it for a little while, and then songs pop up on the side from that era. Uh-huh. And my favorite song came up.
No, you like the other Shannon song. I always remember that too.
No, but I like the other. Not Let the Music
Play.
No,
her other one.
Must Be the Music.
You like Must Be the Music.
That's turning me on. Must be the music.
But you also like the other one she did. That you told me you like that one better than Let the
No, Let the Music Play is my own. Let the Music Play between me and you guys is the reason why I didn't go back to Colorado in 1984.
Was that song?
I went out to a club with my friends. I was leaving like 3 days from that night. It was like a Saturday, and I was leaving Tuesday. And that song came on.
You heard that?
Dun, 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 dun. And I was watching this girl dancing.
Yeah. This song reminds me of... I love this song.
This is
so what year is it?
February of 84. I'm at a club. I got like an 8-ball, couple Quaaludes. And I look up and I see a girl just dancing to this. And she's just... The way she was moving, and I looked at her moving, and I go, it doesn't look like I'm going back to Colorado.
And that was it.
Fucking Gentiles. Look at these Puerto Rican chicks dancing. You know those city clubs when you go into the city.
Well, I wasn't clubbing back then, but, You
weren't clubbing back then?
No,
now, where did you grow up? Let's straighten this. You were from Jersey.
Well, I went to 15 schools, man. One high school in Fort Lauderdale. I went to Plantation High. I spent 6th, 7th, 8th, and almost started 9th in Passaic, New Jersey. That's where I spent all my middle school year. I was born in Princeton, but I moved around a lot, man.
As a kid.
Yeah, single mom shit. But when I grew up in North Jersey, when I was up there, this is when all this stuff was going on. And I lived in Passaic.
What year did you graduate high school?
90.
So I'm 8 years your elder. Yeah. It's crazy. Like people say to me, well, Joey, you always listen to rock music. Listen, man, when it comes to music, I listen to everything. There's some opera shit I listen to. I heard some fucking Russian heavy metal a couple weeks ago. That's tremendous.
It's really kind of weird driving with you. Like, where did we go? It was either the Ice House or San Diego. I think it was San Diego. And you were playing, like, these, like, female singers that I would never have imagined you liked. And you knew all the words.
Dude, I love that shit, too, man. Well, my music's 70s, like all that 70s divorce music, like fucking Barry Manilow, the Carpenters. Then throw in all this stuff, freestyle. And then hip-hop from, like, 80... 82, 83 to about 97 is usually all in there with some of the newer stuff. I'm not too crazy about a lot of the stuff. You know what I mean?
No, I'm like you. I like Nas. I like
Nas,
Biggie. You know, this new stuff. I don't know what Drake sings. I don't know what T.I. sings. I don't know what anybody fucking sings anymore. I just know those guys. You know, I have moved on or I got older or whatever. But it's funny because in high school on a Tuesday I'd be at a Judas Priest concert. But on Friday, I'd be at a club dancing with a bitch, a chick, you know, that I just met.
Well, see now, but see, you would be, well, you're still older than my older brother, but when this shit was popping, that's when New York
was popping.
Wow, man, that was a good time, man. Because I remember like being a kid and in Third Ward Park, we had a stage there, and there would be kids breakdancing, like coming in from the Bronx, because you know we were pretty close, you know. Well, actually, I wouldn't say that because you were closer to New York City than I was, right? Because you were right there.
I was right there.
Yeah.
I was right there.
Because all my family's from where you're from.
North Bergen.
North Bergen. Well, they're from Bayonne or Jersey City.
Yeah, same shit.
Yeah, same area. Right down Bergen line.
North Bergen and fucking Jersey City are the same fucking town. It's only, but North Bergen's huge and Jersey City's.
And I used to hang out in Union City a lot. A lot of Cubans there. Yeah.
That's a second Cuban population.
Next to Miami, right?
Next to Miami. But it's funny that when we met you, I don't know, one day we're outside talking, and then you started doing your roller skating bit, which, you know, it's really weird to watch it. You had a roller skate. Like, I didn't know what the fuck he was talking about. And I watched him one day, and I'm like, oh, my God.
Well, here's what happened. We drove down to San Diego, right? And we were doing a gig together. I was opening for you. And you were like, hey, come on, let me ride with you. So we started riding, and I had my Ford Escort at the time, so I had my tape in, and I'm like, you know, you were from Jersey. I'm like, you love this shit. And I mean, literally, bro, I just kept popping tapes, and you're like, that's my shit.
I love all that
And
shit.
we just went down, had a fucking great weekend, came back, and then from there, because when I first met you, you used to do, this was what's great about Joey, man. We used to have the pop-ins at the Comedy Store, and he would host. And like when you were a young comic, am I in the mic?
Yeah,
right? When you're a young comic, like I used to come when I first got made, when I got my button, I used to go down there and just put my name first on the list, right? But when he was hosting, he would go, I'm like, hey, I think I'm first. He would go, hey, I don't go by the list. And he just wrinkled that fucking thing up. But ever since that weekend, he's like, Brett Ernst, you're on next. Brett Ernst, you're on next.
No. Names on first.
Yeah.
And then the guys from the list.
But see, you ran the show right.
Yeah, I ran it
because you wanted to put everybody up that
I
you
tried to
knew.
run it the best that I could.
But you did great. No, it was.
You know,
it was
then
the way
Dice
to do it.
comes in and does 45 minutes. Everybody's fucked.
Yeah.
So
What is this, the open mic or?
Yeah, the open. There's an
It's the
open
poppin'
mic,
at
and
the
then there's a
Comedy
popping at 10.
Okay.
So the popping at 10, what happens is basically this. All right, so the open mic ends, then a 10 o'clock host comes on, and then I bring up the pros.
Okay.
So let's say poor Brett Ernst signs up at 2 in the afternoon. And
I'm first on the list.
He's
Doesn't
first
fucking
on the
matter.
list. Let's pretend he gets there at 9. He's fucking around talking. 9:45, I go outside. I go, Brent, you're up first. Fucking 5 to 10, Eddie Griffin, and Dice would pull up, and that means everybody's null and void. I would talk those guys sometimes into going after the first 3 guys.
But that never. I mean, that was
Let
a
the
different,
first 3 guys.
That
go
was
up.
a different time then, man. Because you know stores run a little bit tighter now. But that's when it was fun, man. And then you brought Joe in to see me. I remember he was out in the hall. And you gotta watch this kid.
Yeah, we had a good time.
And then that's when you guys bought me a shot and said welcome to the. We did the thing in the kitchen.
We did the thing in the kitchen,
and it was that was it. I was in, and we've been friends fucking 14, 15 years almost. And it's fucking crazy how long everything.
So when did you get here? You got here in
99, yeah. But I didn't get my butt until 2000.
And I got here in 97. And it's amazing that I'm still fucking here. Like, I sit here sometimes and it goes, unbelievable. It's 2014, and I walked into this town on a Monday night, January 29th, thinking I'm going to be here for 6 months. I swear to God, I have no reason to lie to you guys. When I went to eat at Acapulco,
yeah, the
Mexican
one that's
restaurant.
where Happy Endings is now. On
Oh my
La Brea
God, you're right.
and,
You're right.
yeah.
Oh shit, I forgot all about that. Yeah, but the other one was better. The one in Silver Lake is a lot better.
the Acapulco over there.
Yeah.
yeah.
If you stay on Sunset and you make the
Just
right
keep
by the
going.
movie theater, that Acapulco is a lot better. I would go there fucking 4 days a week for the buffet.
They had a Mexican buffet?
Oh, delicious
God.
Acapulco. Delicious. I don't know how it is now. This is fucking years ago.
But see, we would sit out in the parking lot. It would be like you would be there, and then Luca Palanca and Rego was there, and
Schubert,
and
Rogan,
yeah, and just everybody would just hang out, and it felt like that you were, it seemed like a little neighborhood type thing, Everybody was back there, and then it was always packed back there, and man, it was a good time, man.
Yeah, when I first started listening to the podcasts, I was really jealous because I had just moved here, and work friends are work friends, but like, it's kind of hard to make friends when you first move someplace, and it felt like listening to the stories that people at the Comedy Store had like an immediate way to make friends. And work friends, you don't really want to hang out with them that much. So like for the first few months I was here, there was no social life, and I would listen. I was jealous of you guys hanging out all the time. So it's cool.
Yeah, no, and we all bled together too. Well, Joe was already a big name, but like the guys that I came up with, and even some of the guys that were ahead of us, and it's cool when you're in that fraternity, so to speak, where you all bleed and struggle together. Help each other get gigs, feed each other, put food on each other's plate. Mike Marino helped me out. That's where we did the gig, was with Marino's gig. It was downtown San Diego.
The Cajun place.
Yeah.
The Cajun place.
And I met Bobby Kelly from that gig too. And we've been friends ever since. Rob Kelly out of New York. But yeah, man, and when we see each other, it's like,
It's like it's so funny. I miss Sebastian.
Yeah.
I hear great things about Sebastian. I'm going to contact him because I want him to come up one night so we could talk. But one of the things, these guys were all younger guys. And I remember one day I got a call at 5:30 in the afternoon. They called me to be on Beverly Boulevard for an audition for Politically Incorrect for Mob Week.
Really?
When, what's his name?
Henry Hill and those guys were on?
Yeah, but what was the host? He has the show on
Bill Maher.
Bill Maher was the show. Now, when I moved here, I used to always go watch Politically Incorrect. In the afternoons, you could just go to CBS, stand online, and go watch them. So I would do that when I first got here. But anyway, 3 years later, here I am. Sebastian just got to L.A. When I met Sebastian, he was like little Vito when he came from Italy. You could smack him, he wouldn't fucking say ouch. He wouldn't talk.
Yeah,
he wouldn't fucking talk. And he was funny on stage, but he was so shy and so introverted. And I walk into this fucking audition, and I see Wheels, and I see, what was the bald-headed guy that hung out at the store that was Italian also? And he did The Sopranos. He did 3 episodes of The Sopranos.
He was a comic?
And they cut all 3 of them. And then he got into a fight with Rogan one night on stage. Good guy, too. It was just a misunderstanding with him and Rogan.
Holy shit. Why can't I remember?
Old guy with a daughter. He had a hot daughter. He was an older comic. He had been at the store for 30 fucking years. He had no hair left. He looked like a little Danny DeVito. Good guy. And one night, I don't know what happened, I saw him there.
Shit, who the fuck?
Sylvester Stallone's brother, the guy that got hung in fucking Goodfellas, the guy that got hung in the meat thing.
Yeah. Frankie Carboni.
All these Italians are
Queso
there.
Rich, Stette Bon.
And you're auditioning for $350. You're auditioning for Mob Week promo. It's the promo to Mob Week. And when you get there, they go, as soon as you get to the audition, they go, blah, blah, blah. It's all improvised. Pick a partner. So I see Wheels is talking to Sebastian, and they're all mixing and matching. And she comes out and she goes, Joey Diaz. I grab Sebastian. I grab him because I know he's half a fucking deaf mute, and I could just poke him to get reactions out of him and shit. I go into the room with Sebastian, right?
Deaf mute.
Hysterical. Sebastian was very introverted, and he was quiet. He had just come from Chicago. He was skinny, and I pulled him in there, and something happened that we did it. And boom, the next day, so I got a call. And it's the Comedy Store. I'm like, hi, Sebastian just called here looking for your number. Is it okay if we give it to him? And when I hung up, bling, the phone rings, and it's my agent going, you booked it. And I hung up with him, and there's Sebastian going, hey, man, I booked it. What happens now? Like, Sebastian was that green.
Yeah.
And I remember going to the thing with him, and they told us not to touch Bill Maher because he was a germaphobe.
Don't make eye contact with him.
Don't make eye contact.
I love those conversations.
Yeah, and I'm like, fuck that shit. And we ended up hitting it off, and me and Sebastian did the thing. And then another time, Sebastian was from Chicago, so nobody had booking agents. But I worked Chicago. I worked Riddles. And
Yeah, Southside.
The Southside. I think you worked there too.
Yeah, I worked there too.
And I told
when the kid Brent, the big when he was working there
before he started bouncing checks. This is when his uncle had it. I got Sebastian in there. And one night, me and the guy, when I would land in Chicago, he would always take me out. The owner of the club, great guy. He just called me. He's suffering from cancer. He's in rehab. I wish him a lot of luck. And he took me to a strip club, and I'm sitting there, and this guy's come up to me, and they're like, "Hey, you know Sebastian Maniscalco." And I'm looking at these guys like, I'm fucking dead. Something went wrong here. This is me in a strip club in Chicago. At one of the nice ones where they serve steaks and shit like that.
Yeah, the classy ones.
And they come over and they're like, he's our cousin. We heard you got him a job. Like, how you doing? And they started talking. They were very nice. They bought me a few drinks. But that's how small of a world. And I got Sebastian in the club later on, but...
Well, we that was
our world. That's what you did when you were at the comedy store.
Sebastian was that was me and him. We're still tight. He was he was like my best friend.
You guys were
we would always show up together.
You showed up together.
We traveled. We did the Vince Vaughn Wild West Comedy Tour together. All that stuff, man. We worked forever, and it's cool because we all went off and did our own thing. So you kind of graduate, but in the same token, it's like I miss traveling with all my friends and everything. Like, I miss going on gigs with Sebastian and even, you know what I mean? Like, that's why I like coming home, man, being in town sometimes because like we were at the store on Monday night. Dude, in that place, look what just happened with Cat Williams.
I was going to say, were you there for that?
No, that was last night,
so
but I'm saying...
What did you hear? Did you hear anything about
I heard
what
nothing,
happened? Anybody?
All I heard is that some guy was making fun of him for being short and for being black. He pulled out a gun and he was gone before the cops got there. That's what the news story said. They said the cops showed up,
but shit like that,
with their guns out and he had already left.
Shit like that happened all the time. Not other thing. Remember the night you were smacking that dude around? That's a great story.
Which night?
That was a great story. There was some asshole in the club. I don't know if he was a comic or something from San Diego at the time, and he was yelling at the back. And Joey just took him, right, and he dragged him. Now I was up front, and then I saw Joey. This is a great Sebastian story. So I see Joey dragging him, right, and fucking, he's like, "Get the fuck out of here, cocksucker!" And I'm going, "Smack that motherfucker, Joey." I go, "Smack the fuck out of him," right, and the guy's just like, he's being a dick. And I look over at Sebastian, and Sebastian, he doesn't get any emotion. He just looks at me. He goes, like he's fixing it. He goes, "What are you doing? Why are you involved?" But I saw Joey on him, man.
It was.
Do you remember that night you were pulling that dude out? And
that
was him out on the sidewalk?
That was like a saga. That was like a fucking.
Yeah, that was an ongoing thing with this kid, though, right?
He came up to me at the store one night. I'm hosting. He goes, "Do you mind if I go up?" And I go, "No." He's from La Jolla. I don't know what his name. And we ended up being friends. Years
after
later.
That, yeah.
Like years later, it was a situation with three of them. It was a 3-on-1 situation. That's why I had to take it to the extremes. So the first guy went up. The one guy went up, and I said, "Don't touch the mic. Do me a favor. I'm going to put you up, but do me a favor. Don't touch the mic." What do you think this is the first thing this fucking jerk-off does?
Touch the mic?
Touches the mic. Mic breaks.
Oh.
Then he goes up on the stage, and he decides to do 10 minutes.
How long were you supposed to do?
3.
Oh.
He's a pop-in. He's not like a...
He's a pop-in.
Yeah. All right. The early... Yeah,
the early. So he comes over to me like, I go, "Dog, you want somebody?" And he has fucking attitude towards me. Like, "Fuck you, man. What are you going to do about it?" And I remember, it took everything I had to walk up to the stage to bring up the next act. But I kept watching him from the stage. Like, he's not leaving. And I fucking brought whoever up, and I went after him, and that's how it started. Mm-hmm. And he, "Fuck you, no, fuck you, and fuck you, and fuck you." That's how it started. And I think there was a pushing match, and that was the end of that. And then the following weekend, they came up to the muscle me, like, "Fuck you, motherfucker. Oh, really? You got the wrong guy." And something happened that night, and a waitress got involved, and they were going to call the cops, and I had to leave. So that was the end of that. So there's a rumor going around town that they're looking for me. And that's my world. That's my fucking world.
I didn't know. All I saw was the door fly open and him dragging the fucking kid out, and then I didn't see the other dudes because we were all like looking for, when you're like, all right, and then it's almost like we got.
But that was in Hollywood.
Yeah, this was in Hollywood.
This went all the way down to La Jolla.
Yeah.
So I get to La Jolla on a Friday, and the manager comes up to me and goes, "Listen, there's a word on the street that they're coming here tonight."
Oh wait, so this is all right. So this is the third time before you. I thought you were getting to the. Oh no, go ahead, man.
So we did 2 bouts and we did 2 times and 2 or 3 times we went off on each other up in Hollywood. 1 time punches were thrown that I just fucking said fuck you and I dragged him out of there. 1 time he came in my face and 1 time I threw him out of the store. I threw him and his buddy out. Get the fuck out of here. Fuck yous both. And then the 4th, then I go to La Jolla and I get the thing that they're looking for me. So you know me, I'm old school. I go to the condo and I get every knife at the fucking condo.
Your Cuban side kicked
Cuban
it.
side.
Did you put the blade in your mouth and spit it to cut him?
I put the blade,
the ox?
I put the blade everywhere else.
That's him calling right now.
No, I put the blades all outside, under the bench. And then there was a pool table.
Yeah, the little fork.
I took all those fucking sticks.
Jesus.
And hid them around the building. Oh no, I go to war. When no, I'm old school, and I had the sticks under because there was a park bench outside there.
Yeah, it's still there. Yeah.
So I glued the knife. I scotch taped the knife.
No, you didn't.
Oh fuck yeah, you know I'm fucking nuts. Dog.
And
I scotch taped the fucking duct, and you could see the tape on the bench. So if you sat on it, you're like, oh, it's a piece of tape. No, it's a piece of tape holding a fucking knife on the bottom. You fucking dummy.
That's a
step. A skill? That's a skill you picked up in prison.
Old school. Well, that's a skill I picked up.
That's where you put the shanks.
Stepfather.
Oh yeah.
My stepfather. So I hid the pool stick under there. There was no balls. There was no balls that night. I put on a hooded sweatshirt. I put on a hooded fucking sweatshirt that had a hood. There was 6 balls or something. I took 2 balls. I put them in this pocket.
You put them in a sock and shit, right?
Not the sock. I didn't do Chuck Norris.
Did you do the towel?
No.
Steven Seagal. That's out for justice.
It was Chuck Norris in Code of Silence. Steven Seagal
did
stole it from me.
Oh, okay.
Fuck yeah. It was Code of Justice where fucking Chuck Norris did that at the bar, and then Steven Seagal, who shot Bobby Lupo?
Anybody shoot Bobby Lupo? Anybody know why?
Bro, when I see that idiot at the UFCs, I always go, who shot Bobby Lupo? And he just sits there.
Dude, what's great is the old guy, Rusty, in that scene. Remember when the mob comes back after he got his nose broken? And he's like, where's your brother? He's like, what do you think? I'm going to fucking tell you know. Then he goes, get him, Rusty. And Rusty is like an extra. He's like a dude that, he's just this is his scene. He's like, come here, you cocksucker. And he grabs him by his nose. Rusty's the greatest guy ever in a fucking... He's got him on the table. You fucking mutt. Whatever he's saying.
Fucking nose, you fucking... So we're waiting for these guys to attack me. Everybody's at the club, and they're like, when is it going to happen? When is it going to go down? And sure enough, and I think I was featuring. I don't know if I was headlining. I pop outside, and like fucking Puerto Ricans on the 3rd, they got music on. You're going to attack a motherfucker. It's like Sons of Anarchy. I love this show. I don't get it. I always hear the motorcycles when they're coming to get me. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying? If I know motorcycle people are coming to get me, when they come to my door, I'm gone. I heard motorcycles. It's tough to be a killer when you got a fucking motorcycle that goes brum, brum, brum.
Yeah.
So I'm in front of La Jolla Comedy Store, and I can hear the music, and I see them, but they don't see that I see them. I'm already prepared. I got my hands in my pockets with the golf balls ready to throw a curveball and a knuckleball. Uh-huh. All right? And they come up, and as they pull up, these idiots pull up with a water pistol, like the big ones to try to whack me. And before they even pulled it up, I took the fucking cue ball.
No, you didn't.
Bro, and just whipped it at their car. Let me tell you what that sounds like. That sounds like a fucking cannon going on.
I know, I've been to Highlight.
Okay. These 3 Gentiles in the car that thought they were going to the major, they were minor leaguers, and they were going to the fucking All-Star game. When I threw that fucking ball at the car, and that car went boom, and they pulled out of there. They called the police, and they called Tommy up at fucking Hollywood. Oh, yes, they did. They never messed with me again after that. I had that fucking Comedy Store La Jolla wired for fucking sound, Jack.
It's great. I mean, to me,
thank God you didn't kill them.
Yeah, I mean, I thought they were like hamsters. Those kids.
Yeah, they were nothing. They were nothing. And then the kid made up
this,
with me.
And then this, but you never know who the fuck they're bringing.
No, I didn't
play it
care.
safe.
I didn't care if they brought 20 people. I would have taken 3 of them to the hospital.
You just had Joe. You should just brought Joe and just had him.
I would have had 3 of them with fucking cue balls at the hospital. You hit somebody with a cue ball in the fucking head. Yeah. They're gonna go to the hospital.
What's the worst thing you got hit with? I got hit with a champagne bottle one time.
Oof.
And it didn't break. If you've ever been hit with a bottle, you want it to break.
You want it to break.
Yeah.
Yeah. Because it takes the fucking...
Yeah, it takes away. But this thing, man, fucking got clocked with this fucking
Where did you
thing.
get hit? On the head?
Yeah. No, in the arm.
I don't know.
You always go for the head.
Oh
I think one of the worst things I ever got hit in the back of the head was a wiffle ball bat with rocks in it.
Oh, who the fuck? Wow.
You have no idea how much that hurts to get hit in the back with a wiffle ball
That's
bat
heavy.
with rocks in it. That's the weapon of choice. That's a tremendous
My
weapon.
grandfather used to drive around like with those old man weapons, and he had like an axe handle like this big. I talk about it on my act, but he had tape at the bottom of it, like for grip, and a fucking nail.
Old
Oh,
school
they
shit.
didn't fuck around.
No, you can't fuck around.
But I remember thinking, like, you know, what the fuck? What is? How you you hit them? They always have that trick. Like you hit them and you fucking rip them with it. You know, like with the nail.
I'm a hanger guy. I always have hangers in the car. Like if you have a T-shirt on a hanger.
A hanger?
Like the dry cleaning ones, like the metal
Always
ones?
have the metal one in the car. And what you
untwist
do,
it?
you untwist that shit.
Oh.
And you wrap that motherfucker up and you start hitting somebody at night with that thing. They don't know what it is. They don't know what it is. I don't care if you know Jeet Kune Do, Jiu-Jitsu, Karate, Kung Fu, anything you fucking know, you can't stop a motherfucking hanger coming at you.
Well, let me... Okay.
There's no fucking way you're even going to see a hanger coming at you.
An unborn fetus.
I'm coming at you
You
going
can't
like this.
stop. You can't
I'm
stop
coming
the
at you
hangers.
like this. You're not seeing a hanger.
Just for the sake of an argument, because this is so out of my realm, you bring all this stuff. What if the guy has a gun?
Then you're fucked. Then you get a shot with a hanger in your
then
hand.
you're done.
Oh, my God.
That's when you got to posture your way out of a fucking situation.
You know, magazine. One of the hardest things you can hit somebody with is a magazine. If you roll the magazine up real tight, hit them with the butt of it.
Oh.
It's like hitting somebody with a fucking brick. A Vogue magazine, fucking to the head like a shaft.
I'll tell you, that champagne bottle hurt like a
All that,
motherfucker,
bro.
man.
Anything hurts
And you heard it. It went
when
Kong,
you're out at
like-
night getting
like
fucked up.
Kong.
It all hurts. It all fucking hurts, you know, when you're out there getting fucked up. So
All my shit always happened in the club, man. I used to work in nightclubs. Before I got into comedy, I was for like almost 2.5 years. I promoted clubs down in Florida, and Club Boca I worked at forever. Then my whole crew went up to Atlanta, opened the Gold Club up there. And they got in a lot of trouble back in, like, I don't know if you remember all that Gold Club scandal shit.
yeah, they were in a lot of
Yeah,
trouble.
those were the guys that I used to work with. There were a lot of those guys were my friends, but I was always in those nightclub scenes. And then, you know, I would, you come in on your nights off sometimes, or, you know, go somewhere else, and somebody would, you know, fucking try you, or just, you know, try to beef with you over some dumb shit that has nothing to do with you.
No, it's you know, listen, man, I grew up really weird. Like, I saw a lot of shit, but I also had my stepfather who was by the book, and he hated going out. Like, he was a killer that hated going out. And he used to tell me all the reasons when you get older, don't go out at night. And it's so weird till like today's society. I'm scared to go out at night. And
Dude, I was scared then too, right?
I'm
Were
scared.
you?
I'm scared to go out.
Like,
at
my
night
friends would be
sometimes.
like, yo, let's go out. And then I'd be like, all right. But then, like, we'd get there, and I always had this pit in my stomach. Like, I could never enjoy myself. Because I always knew somebody was going to do something fucking
Something stupid.
Or somebody was going to come to me, like, or somebody else was going to do something. Nothing good. I always say, nothing good happens at 2 in the fucking morning.
Nothing good.
And here's the problem with, like, Italians, Latinos, like, especially all the club guys, you know? Any guy that wears like a sweatsuit with matching sneakers and like think that's a fucking outfit to go out in, these are the type of guys that after the club closes, they can't go home. Hey, what should we do? Let's hang out in the fucking parking lot. Then you're in the parking lot till like 4 in the morning or 3:30 or whatever the club closes. New York's even because nothing closes.
Then you go eat.
Then you go eat, and now and your chances keep increasing of something happening the longer you stay out and the bigger the group. And fuck, man, but I still went out like a dick. And I was always, anybody ever tells you that they weren't afraid of that shit? Oh, I don't know, because there's maybe, I had one friend I think just loved it, but is lying. They're lying.
Well, growing up in Jersey, what I remember was I had friends. I don't talk to them anymore, but there was a group of guys that I grew up with that were acquaintances. And these motherfuckers, I swear to God, they lifted weights, they did steroids, they worked 60 hours a week on steel, they did something heavy, but their main goal on Fridays and Saturdays was to beat the fuck out of door people. That was some guys box and they're 34-1, and some guys become world champions, some people become MMA fighters. This crew of guys went out, and their thing on Monday morning was, dog, we went to that club in Ashbury we took out the whole fucking security system. And you're like, what the fuck?
Let me ask you this: when you were clubbing, was Danson's around in Palisades Park? I think, or Chicago's in Lodi. Did you ever go there? You ever go to let's see, other one, Joey's in Clifton?
I'm gonna tell you what happened, and you're gonna.
Or were you were Bridge and Tunnel? You were always in the city.
I left in '82.
Oh, okay.
So, the clubs I remember going to, like there was a club that opened in my neighborhood in Fairview that was the big, and it was called Quintessence, and I refused to go. Like to this day, people are like, I saw you in Quintessence. No, you didn't. I never went there. I fucking had my pride. Like I was one of those guys. I didn't want to go to all those fucked up. I went to the Hole in the Wall. That was where I seen Twisted Sister and all those Bon Jovi and people like that. I used to go, and there were rock clubs in Jersey.
Yeah.
This is where I went. I used to go to like the Soap Factory in Fort Lee. I saw
I heard of
Aerosmith
that.
there.
The Soap Factory?
Yeah, and that's where I saw those guys took out a staff of door guys in there with a bat one night.
Oh my God.
They went up there because they went up there during the week alone. The doormen fought them, and they devised a plan. They're going to start a fight outside with the doormen. When the doormen all came out, they're going to hit them with bats. They did that. As they were coming out, there was one guy just clocking them in the fucking rib. Clock, clock. They were going down. And I was a city guy. I remember I caught 81, 82, 83, 84 at the Rooftop.
The Rooftop, yeah, that was
$11
famous.
to
Did you ever
get
go
it.
to the Latin Quarters?
Down
The
the
LQ?
shore?
No, it was in Manhattan. It was like all the
No.
hip hop used to be there. I remember hearing
No.
it on the radio as a kid. At the LQ.
At the LQ. I probably left by then. Area, the church.
Yeah.
Whatever the
Oh,
church
that was
was
Limelight.
Limelight.
Palladium.
Palladium.
Webster
no,
Hall?
no.
Was Webster Hall?
Palladium, when I was growing up, was a concert hall. I saw Judas Priest there. I saw James Brown there. I saw U2 there. I saw Def Leppard there. I saw, Judas Priest would go to the Palladium 5 nights in a row, Monday through Friday. I saw AC/DC there with Brian Johnson. I saw a lot of bands there. And then they turned it into Club MTV in 1985.
Oh.
And that was the beginning of the end of New York. Once they turned the Palladium into Club MTV, it was all
What was the Roxy? I had a buddy of mine that used to tell stories. He'd go to the Roxy and just to snatch chains. And then I hear it in the Biggie Smalls song when he's like, yeah, we used to go to snatching chains at the Roxy, wherever they were at. And I used to laugh because there was this kid that I went that like was much older that used to. I met him in Florida. I don't want to say his name, but he told me, yeah, kid, I used to go to the Roxy and snatch chains. I remember like, yeah, remember like those big thick ass fucking rope chains and stuff. I'm like, all right. And then I heard Biggie sing about it, and I'm like, all right. maybe he did. Maybe he did it with Biggie.
There's a book out right now about the New York scene in the late 70s, early 80s. Jerry Rocha gave it to me, but I lent it to Felipe. And I can't remember the book. If you get it, I'll get the name from Felipe. It's amazing. And those nights you had 5 boroughs. And every borough had fucking music. Somebody was at the borough, And when I was a kid, we went to see Jam On It.
Nucleus.
I went to see them for $15 with Prince and Sheila E.
Sheila E. was dope.
May or June of '84 when the movie first came out.
See all that Judas Priest stuff? I don't know. This is where I'm at
right
now.
No,
that's like, my cousin used to, fuck, man. That's how I got all into this stuff, man.
So I would go to a rock club during the week. Like I listened to Black Sabbath, I listened to Led Zeppelin, but once the weekend came, those idiots that fuck disco dog, we're gonna listen to rock, and they would sit there and.
Do you mean the last party, Studio 54, Disco and the Culture of the Night? Is that it?
What's that?
The last party of the
Is
book?
that the name of the book?
I don't know. No, it's
Okay.
not it. I think it's like New York something. I'm not worried about.
You know what song was Last Night a DJ Saved My Life?
I can tell
Last
you
night
in the
the-
mix. I can do it in the mix.
Well, if you get it on the
in
double.
the mix, in the mix. But I also, to me, like the best music I heard, like the best dance music, like was from '81 to when I left in '85. To me, those are great years for me, because I was a kid and I went out and the song I've heard it 10 times in the last 3 days, and it was my fucking song. Like I would cry when I heard that shit in the summer of '82. Don't You Want Me, Baby by the Human
Oh, yeah.
League.
I was working as a waitress.
All that shit was when I was going. I remember going to a club. I don't remember what the name of it was, but it was 3 floors, and one of the ways you get down was through a slide.
Oh, really?
That's how you had to get down. So like the bottom floor was a bar, and the medium floor was like, I forget what the design was, but the third floor had the design of like an island, like you were in an island. And I remember that my buddy took a Quaalude, Darren Rego. I'll never forget this. It was the summer of '82, and we would go out dressed, but you could wear sneakers in those days. We would wear white sneakers, Nikes, not Nikes.
Yeah. Well, there's
Pony.
Oh, ponies.
Pony,
were the
white
shit.
on white, bang.
By the way, ponies was Jim McMahon, I think. And
Yeah.
if I'm not mistaken, I think Walter Payton did ponies. No, Tony Dorsett had
Tony
ponies.
Dorsett.
Walter Payton had Ruse.
Ruse.
The
Ponies.
fucking one with the zipper. Ponies were the shit.
Ponies. You either wore
Yeah, with
Adidas,
the fucking V, the big ass V.
white on white, black on white Adidas,
That's
and
what
you
I'm-
were allowed to clubs. I got Adidas on too myself.
Rocking the brand new
Shit.
Shellys.
We don't fuck around here. That's how old school we are. I don't fuck around. I love my Adidas and shit. I'm old school like a motherfucker. But I'll never forget we were on the third floor and we're looking for him. Where's Rego? Where's Rego? I don't know. We go upstairs, and when he would lock into a chick, he would lock into a chick. Like, well, I'm waiting for this chick to stop dancing with this fucking guy. You know, like he was one of those guys he cut in. And while waiting for the chick, he passed down the tree. like a fucking palm tree, like a fake palm tree. I'll never forget, he started hugging it. Right? So we come over like at 3:30. We're like, Rego, come on, we gotta go. And he's like, where? Come give me 10 minutes. Finally, we took him and he ripped the tree up with him. He walked like 5 fucking steps with the tree and the root hanging out, like the rubber roots and shit. The door staff had to come over and shake him down. You know, cocaine was huge then. And you could do cocaine at the tables.
Really?
Club. You could do cocaine at the tables. You go to Studio 54. Like, I don't know.
Well, that's why
it
that
was-
table in the fucking Comedy Store. You ever go back there?
Yeah,
You could see.
you could see the
all the
piano and all that
lines,
shit.
all the razor lines.
It was a different time, guys. Like, I never went to studio on a Friday or Saturday. They would have never let me in. My friend knew the bartender or something on Thursdays. So in '81, we would go over there in high school, and right the year after high school, we would shoot over there. And it was just amazing on Thursday nights what we would see. But everybody was in the woman's bathroom. That's where you hung out. Because there were stalls, but the woman's bathroom was the size of the Comedy Store original room.
Yeah,
Chicks
always got the fucking.
You know
big
the
with
mirror-
couches and shit,
with the
and
mirrors in the
and-
back, with the lights. That's what they had.
They got everything.
So people would be back there doing fucking blow. I remember being at the Studio 54 one night, gacked up, where you can't fucking talk, like
Jaw going.
jaw going, and I had not one dime on me, not one dime. Like I had spent my last money, and I lost my friend. Like I went there with somebody who had dough, and we had dough, and I had a bag of blow. So he was buying drinks, and it was my blow. I lost him. I'm dying of fucking thirst. There was no water back then. They didn't sell fucking water. They didn't give you this shit back then. There was no water.
So your mouth is dry as
And
fuck.
all of a sudden, my buddy gets to me, and I go, bro, where you been? You got any money? He goes, dog, I got enough money to get home. I go, Jesus, we don't have a drink. I'm looking down. There was $100 bill on the floor. It was like God fucking sent $100 fucking
Here,
bill.
Joey. I'm glad you're
my
doing
floor.
blow. Here, take care of this. God's looking
And
out
it was,
for you.
and you're right. We would go outside, hang out by the car for a while, and then either we'd eat on the blow, because in those days, the blow wasn't speedy. You could eat. We'd go to a Greek diner and get a cheeseburger deluxe with French fries and mozzarella on the fries with a little fucking gravy, like
The gravy fries?
the disco fries. You know, Big Wang's got those.
Do they really?
Delicious.
I know the diners in L.A. I mean, in New Jersey still have.
They still got, yeah.
TikTok? Have you hit the TikTok in Clifton?
Oh, if you go for one, let me tell you something. There's nothing like a Jersey diner because everything is delicious.
Yeah, and then people tell you the Taylor ham is fun.
Yeah, the Taylor ham and egg on a fucking Kaiser roll. Are you fucking
Ruts Hut, you ever eat at Ruts Hut? The hot dogs at Ruts Hut and Clifton, they're like, you have to get them split. They're like,
7 hot dogs for a
no,
get the
they
8.3?
fry them and they split. You can look them
God.
up. They're great.
I'm a Hanks Franks type of motherfucker. Off of Route 4.
Well, we had a hot dog truck in Third Ward Park. That was our family's. Like it was my stepfather had this truck, and we had the Sabret hot dogs. And then when we were kids, remember when they redid the Statue of Liberty? Our truck, they said, look, we can my he got a spot, but back in those days you had to fucking kick up to everybody, and he said it's not going to be worth it to go there. But our hot dogs were the shit, man.
I love a good fucking
Oh God,
hot
dude!
dog.
And that's what's great about the internet. Like I can order Sabret hot dogs to my house.
Do you got them to your house?
Yeah, I'll tell you what I do, man.
The company's in Jersey, correct?
The company, yeah. Well, I don't know where. I got to
in
check where they
Jersey.
ship them from because there's a warehouse in Jersey. I know
Right,
that.
it's in warehouse.
But
what do they send
you can get
What do they-
Sabrettes anywhere. You can look them up where you get them. You can just order a whole case of them.
I know,
It's
but
like
what do
20,
they,
20
you get the dogs, the buns, and you get the onions.
I just get the dog, just the dogs.
Okay,
I
they
do
got
my
the-
own onions.
They got the onions.
Yeah, I just-
down the fucking Jersey Shore. There was a place that would do spicy chili, right in Seaside Park. Jesus fucking Christ, Jesus.
That
fucking
good or that painful after,
that
or both?
Good. That good. When it's that good, I don't give a fuck what happens
Yeah,
to my
I
asshole.
hate that. It's like dating a stripper.
Yeah,
You're like,
it's-
fucking,
yeah,
I don't
I don't
care.
give a
It's a
fuck
lot of
about
fun
it.
while it's going on.
Yeah, I'm gonna eat her ass. I know there's been 1,000 dicks in here, but
Yeah.
who gives a fuck?
The consequences I'll fucking deal with later.
I'll fucking put Listerine in my mouth and light it on fire like a fucking. My mouth will be like a poo poo platter, like this fucking thing in the middle of a poo poo. I don't give a fuck.
Remember the Jade? That was Jade Fountain.
Where
Yeah.
was it?
God
In
damn,
Kearney?
that was in.
There was one.
I remember
Lyndhurst.
Phil's. Yes, Lyndhurst.
Lyndhurst. Let me
Phil
tell you
Simms
something.
used to eat there all the fucking
Dog,
time.
the fucking Jade Fountain in Lyndhurst was the only Chinese restaurant that in the buffet they gave you shrimp and lobster sauce on Monday nights. That's the first place I ever went to with my Goombas, and we wore out the carpet. Like we wore out the carpet from the
walking
table.
back and forth?
There
Back
was
and
a
forth.
there was a restaurant that had all you could eat lobsters back then, and I can't think of the name. I might have to text my mom.
But then you glue in the dark for fucking 4 days after that. Like you have to turn the lights off and see your girlfriend could read a book with you in the fucking room with the lights off. There was so many places, I don't know.
That's why I like doing the road, though, man. You get to check. You like when I go on the road, I'm not a big partier, man. I like to fucking.
Two more espresso beans.
Eat 'em.
Wait, you're all by yourself.
We're talking food.
We're talking food.
You have
You
no
know,
idea how
so-
hungry I am now hearing all this stuff.
Let me tell you something. I'm gonna tell you people. When I first moved to LA, I'll never forget my first agent, and I'll never forget her saying to me that I needed a bio. And she goes, "You want me to help you write?" I go, "Yeah." And I met her for lunch. And I remember saying, "Oh, well, I'm from North Bergen, New Jersey," and her going, "Ah." I'll never forget her going, "Ah, you're not going to put New Jersey on there."
Really?
And I go, "Why not?" She goes, "What's New Jersey ever offered? Bon Jovi,
So, hey, bitch, where the fuck you want me to tell you I'm from then?
Sinatra, and somebody else, and Springsteen." She goes, "But besides that, people
And Jimmy
really-
Roselli. Don't forget Jimmy Roselli out of
Jimmy
Hoboken.
Roselli out of Hoboken. Jimmy, put away the fucking car." He would sell albums from his trunk. Put away the thing. You're embarrassing us. Here, take $20. I don't even want the fucking albums. Just close the trunk and go home, will you, Jimmy? So, and she told me this, and I remember I went home and I was like, I don't understand what the problem is with people in Jersey. With Jersey had like this reputation. I gotta tell you something, guys. I grew up, when I came from Cuba, I went to New York City, and I had connections in New York City. I went there years after I lived in Jersey. I don't know what I would do without my childhood in Jersey. I had such a good time growing up. I had such a good time at a bad time.
Uh-huh.
My mother died when I was a sophomore in high school, bro.
Yeah, I know.
So those 3 years were, I wouldn't even think about my mother till I was walking home at night from after like everything ended the whole day, because my friends were that fucking good to me. Like I had that much fun.
There's a lot of distraction and fun
They
distraction.
really-
a lot of shit to get into.
I sit here sometimes and I go, the pain I was fucking in at that time, the pain that I was in, and how much I laughed.
You don't realize that shit as a kid, man. Like for me, I know I lost my pops when I was like 10 or 11, and as a kid, you don't know how to filter it. You know what I mean? And I look back now, like looking at all the shit I got into, especially like 5th grade, I was always getting suspended, and I'm like, dude, I'm fucking acting out. But they didn't know anything about really. There was no real psychiatrist back, like nobody to talk to. You know what I mean? So you start running around. No, that's not a gunshot. It's fireworks.
Okay, I thought he farted. I thought it was a fart. I didn't give a fuck. I was just looking at Lee like, damn,
It's coming
that
too.
must be fucking protein shakes or something.
No, but like you don't. So I would. That's why I loved getting in trouble as a kid, man. I was a bad little kid, man. I stole a car in middle school. Fucking robbed the book fair. Remember the book fair, 5th grade?
They brought all the books to the school and you go around.
I
writing
volunteered to
down-
help and shit. Me and my little brother would like dress up as Boy Scouts, collect money. That was a fucking strong thing. That was real strong. Because like, here's how my thought process works. We see the kids in front of the grocery store and they're just throwing fucking money at them, right? And my thought process is, how the fuck do they know they're Boy Scouts? They don't, right? How the fuck do they really know? You don't check a Boy Scout's credentials, right? So there's this fat kid, Seamus. He was like Cartman, you know, from South Park, where his mom just gave him everything, right? Everything. So he had a Boy Scout outfit. So, you know, we took it from him, me and my little brother. I put the shirt on, my brother put the hat on, took a jar and just fucking cleaned the house. Took the money and went to go see Octopussy with Roger Moore.
What did he say it was for?
Like the 14th annual Boy Scout picnic, something stupid like
That's
that.
hysterical.
And the only reason why we got caught is because one of my mom's friends saw us we set up everywhere. We went door to door, saw us at the grocery store. I said, I didn't know your kids were in the Boy Scouts. My mom's like, they're not. We knew we were fucked. That's the worst.
I stole the CYO tickets. We used to play
the Catholic Youth League?
Yeah, I played Catholic Youth League. So they would give you 20 stickers at the beginning of the season. You had to come back with $20. You had to knock on people's doors and say, I support the Catholic Youth Organization. We found out where they kept those fucking things.
And you say that's what
we
you said.
We broke into all those things and we sold them ourselves and kept the fucking dollar bills. I made a fortune on those fucking things. I used to steal papers out of the machines and sell papers by the bus station. When we were kids, man, I didn't fuck around. And I had money at the house, but the kids I hung out with, like I lived on 88th Street. My mom had money, but the kids I hung out with on 148th Street didn't have money. Those kids taught me, and they took care of business first. Like they had a shakedown. At 12 and 11, they shook down business owners. They would go to business owners and go, hi, my name is Brett Ernst. You know, we're looking for a summer job. Can we come here, sweep, and take your garbage out for $1 a day? And people would say, no, they break their fucking windows. They break their fucking windows, these little Puerto Rican kids. The Cedeno brothers and the fucking Irish. And these kids were fucking serious about their fucking hustle. They hustled in the daytime. They unloaded trucks. But if you didn't fucking pay them, they'd fucking break your balls.
Me and my little brother would hustle like that. But we never broke. Like, we actually had a job. I went to this guy in a gas station when I was like 8 and said, hey, man, can I crush boxes? We didn't have money. No money at all. I mean, my mom remarried later on. My stepfather was a fucking gentleman. He took care of us. But, you know, they ended up going their ways. You know, but then staying back together. There was a whole bunch of shit going on with them. But, you know, that was my guy. I mean, later on, I don't want to... But when we were kids, there was nothing. No. So my mom, you know, she was working 2 jobs, and this is even before we moved up to Jersey, and back up there. And me and my little brother were always finding ways, man. Because, you know, we take shit. Fuck it. You know? But when I took the car, I stole the car in Jersey. I was just riding shotgun, though. I had this one friend. You ever had that one friend growing up you just knew was going to go to jail? Like this one kid that, like, you know that friend, he's like always outside and shit. Like it's like Wednesday, 3 a.m, and this motherfucker is just, you know, outside. He has no, and this kid was fucking horrible. There was 4 of us. I don't know. I don't want to say names. But there was 4 of us. Me, my buddy Al. When you say Al, I'll say his first name. This other kid, Matt, and Steve. And Matt and Steve, they both ended up going to prison. They're still there, from what I hear. I think one of them got out, but there's a famous story in Passaic that if anybody here's listening, you'll know it, where this fucking kid stole an ambulance. Where the ambulance pulled up, we were all at the Quick Check. It's still there on Main Avenue, across from Friendly's. This fucking kid pulled up, got out. The ambulance driver got out, left the keys in. Right, this kid fucking jumped in and just took off with the fucking ambulance. It's the greatest thing you've ever seen.
How old were you?
12.
Oh my.
Then we had this thing called Mickey Music. This is a great thing, too, because what he was saying, like, there's so much shit that would just happen. And we were on Main Avenue, and Mickey Music was all the way down. And we were hanging out because we bought Herbie Hancock's Rocket. Remember that song? And then I bought Run DMC, Tougher Than Leather, I believe. You know, what's the one with I'm the King? King of Rock. Duh. Right? So we bought the King of Rock album. And we were all hanging out, and this dude fucking gets nailed by a car, right? Fucking nails him. And we were all like, oh, shit, right? The guy gets out. He's like, I'm sorry. Dude's leg is mangled, right? He gets up and just fucking pieces the guy that just, boom, it just hits the motherfucker. And we were like, yeah. Everybody was cheering. He's trying to fuck him up. The dude that hit him starts fucking the guy up with the broken leg, man. After he's on the ground, guy ain't going away, and it just fucking De Niro kicking him is, what does Simone say? Doing the De Niro windmill, right? Just stomping him out, man. We were fucking. It was crazy. And then the cops come, everything, and then the thing, you're just sitting there going, all right, what do we do next? We used to see shit like that all the time, man.
It's really a crazy life. And like I said, I had no regrets about growing up in Jersey. All that shit. And you cannot explain to people. Like, I for years, I would be very embarrassed about my stories. When I first moved to Aspen in '83, I met people and I would go to parties and they would tell me their stories about Minneapolis where they grew up, and I would go, oh, and I would just like throw little things out and watch them crumble.
Yeah.
Crumble. And this is the '80s.
Why do you think that is, though? Like, see, I tell people stuff too, because South Florida was fucked up too.
Yeah,
and
South Florida.
Like, my wife, well, I mean, again, she's a girl, but like, she doesn't know, even her friends, like, she's like, I don't know anybody that went to jail. And there was, two of my fucking groomsmen, and then there was guys one of my best friends just got out. And she's like, I don't know anybody. And you start to wonder, and then Sebastian doesn't know it. Like, there's so many people that don't have this shit. Like, why do you think that? Do you think it's because so many people are just concentrated in one area that it's so fucked up? Or do you think, or do you think it's like, you understand what I mean? Because people really don't have these fucking stories.
I remember when I first started dating my girlfriend, my wife, the 6 months, I came home one night and she just broke down, Terry. Terry just broke down one night. She goes, I don't even know if you could still live here. She goes, I've never met a person with this life. Like, she goes, the phone rings at 3 a.m. and it's Andrew Dice Clay.
Yeah.
It's Marilyn Martinez. You have friends that call you. They send you money. You call them cocksuckers on the phone. Marilyn would call the house and answer.
Rest in peace.
Rest in peace. And she'd go, cocksucker. And my wife would go, what the fuck have you done? Who are these people? And then my friends came to visit me, one set of friends, and we all went out to lunch, and they were sitting there telling stories, and I could see my wife turning pale. And then later on, she goes, how the fuck did you guys...
Yeah, it's. But I'll be honest with you, man. That's the type of woman. I mean, at least for me, I liked the idea that my wife wasn't exposed to any of that.
Yeah, me too.
So, yeah.
No, me too. I mean,
no, I know you. I'm just.
Yeah,
I'm not saying it don't.
Oh my
Shit,
God.
you guys have been around together forever.
14 years yesterday.
I know.
And it's like,
I remember when you met.
It's the weirdest thing that, I won't even take her to Jersey with me.
Now, are all your friends still around or what?
Yeah.
Yeah. Nobody. None of them dead. None of them locked up still.
Two good friends died. One guy I just told Lee I wrote a letter to a friend of mine in the federal pen.
Really?
Yeah, I just told you the other day. I wrote a letter to a friend of mine in jail.
No, you didn't tell me.
Jackie Kennel. He just went to jail about 3 months
Right.
ago.
What up, kid? I know shit is rough doing your bid.
He's in Lewisburg.
It's Fed, right?
He's a Fed.
That's Fed.
And as I was writing the letter, I actually sat down and said, I'm writing somebody a letter in prison. And I haven't spoken to Jackie in a while, but it doesn't matter. I was in prison. I know how I felt when I got a letter. That letter's going to brighten his fucking day.
Dude, I just sent my buddy's father 4 books. But you got to send them through Amazon. Like, you can't
you can't mail them.
You can't mail them. You got to send them direct.
So I can't touch them.
Yeah.
I can't even send them money. I got to send money to his wife, and his wife has to put it in a special account. Like in the old days, I could send the money order.
Yeah, you could send him cash and shit.
So,
the money order.
Like if he says to me, like I wrote him in the letter, do you need anything, let me know. So if he needs a book or something, I have his address now, and I'll just mail stuff to his. If he needs a TV or something, I can mail him a TV. I just know how important this is, mail him a letter.
Let me ask you this. I didn't know because my buddies in the Brooklyn fucking
Detention
over there.
center,
Yeah,
right?
over there. But are you allowed to send? Because I didn't. I just sent all paperback, but you can't send hardcovers, right? Or do they have a rule against that?
I don't. They give you a sheet, and like when you write the letter and go, listen, Lee, if you need anything, bro, anything, just let me know. $50, $100. I don't want you to be in there without cash on your books. You always want to have cash on your books, But sometimes they're like, you know what, man, I really need a cable box, a remote control, whatever, because they have a TV inside or something. they have to send it from the distributor. So I can't just buy it for them at Walmart and send it to them.
Right.
So I don't know every place, every state.
Well, I just meant the fact that they have a hardcover book that could be a fucking weapon. Because I had another friend of mine that this was one of my best friends, and this motherfucker got nothing. Anything I sent, nothing. They hated him there. Like I guess the warden was being a dick. He's out now. We call him the worst because he's like the worst guy you've ever met in your life. And isn't that a great nickname? The worst is amazing. If you're listening, worst, I'll tell him to tell. He'll love this shit. But he got nothing. None of my letters, nothing. They just fucking gave him nothing. Not even when he left. I sent him a letter with one word, like as a joke, just to make him laugh. So it's an inside joke. Never got that shit. I don't know what the fuck, man. He was up in Georgia.
It's amazing that people end up like I have a friend, Mike Denny, who I loved growing up, and he was a friend of mine good enough. After I left North Carolina, I never kept in touch with him. He's doing time for killing his wife in North Carolina, like shit like that. I'm not here to judge nobody. If I had his address, I would write him a letter also. I mean, I had a lot of good times. I went to a couple Aerosmith concerts and shit. Yeah, I went to see Aerosmith a few times.
Dude, that's the weird part too, man. Is like, I don't know. We used to, but yeah, it's like you think of them back then, and it's just a different person sometimes,
I had a friend, Jose Hurtado, who when I was 15, I knew he was going to jail.
Yeah, that's the kid I'm talking about. Like, one friend you just know.
I had a friend in the 8th grade, Charlie Gizzy, that every time a plane went by, he got up and had a fake machine gun and he'd shoot the plane down in the middle of class. So whatever teacher was teaching, whatever the
like
teacher
this kid's got fucking problems.
As soon as he'd see a jet, he'd get up on the fucking thing and go, and the teacher would go, Mr. Gizzy, are we interrupting you and you're taking down a MiG? You know what I'm saying? Like, it was always something hysterical. He ended up killing fucking, him and his brother beat somebody to death on 5 corners. It doesn't surprise you. I'm sure that when you looked at me and I was 15, you didn't think I was going to end up in prison. But when you saw me at 18, once you saw me at 18, you're like, his days are fucking numbered.
Here's a good question for you. When you became a comic, did everybody know? They were like, fuck yeah, we knew you'd be able to do it. Or were there people that were like, because I know that in my group of friends that they were always like, we knew you'd do stand-up. But people that knew me but didn't know me were like, that guy does fucking stand-up? You know what I mean? Like, were people shocked that you got into this business?
Like my closest friends just laughed at me. Like, they just thought I was crazy.
But you knew you knew.
I didn't know when I was growing up. Not at all. I didn't know for sure till 1987, right before I got arrested.
Now, by the way, when I say a kid, I'm still saying under 21.
No, I had no idea.
No idea, right?
No.
Okay.
Up to the age of 25, I was going to be a professional thief.
Right.
Like James Caan, the movie Thief. Yeah, that's it. I was going to learn how to circumvent alarms and to wire them and police scanners and insurance scams. I was going to do all. That's what my life ambition was to do. Uh-huh. If I needed to fucking bury you, I'd bury you too. I didn't give a fuck. And then it's the weirdest thing because I didn't think about this until I was writing. I'm trying to write a book. And about 3 months before I got arrested that I committed the crime was when a guy I sold cars with pulled me aside and he goes, this guy didn't say shit. And he was white. Like, he was a white dude. Like, a guy that had nothing to say to me and I ever had nothing to say to him. And like a month.
Like a white guy.
Like a white
Like the
white
Italians
guy.
say, the Americans.
Yeah,
the
like
white
this
bread
guy,
mayonnaise.
yeah, he fucked with a sheet with a hole in it. Him and like he wore a...
He wasn't acidic or
yeah.
what? Don't do it. That's
he would wear a shirt with a pocket thing.
Pocket protector?
Pocket protector.
He fucked with a sheet and a hole in it.
He always got into arguments with the other salesmen, so I never really said nothing to him.
Uh-huh.
He was very by the book. He was very American. He was but just a little bit of everything.
So what?
He was just a little bit.
He came to you for?
He came to him outside, and he goes, "Can I talk to you for a second?" And I was like, "Oh, here we go." And he goes, "Hey, man, I don't know if you know what I did before I sold cars." And I'm like, "I don't know what you did." And he goes, "I was the entertainment director at Baba in Vegas for 18 years." He goes, "My son passed, and I had to move back, and all this." He goes, "I don't know if you know this. You should be a comedian." And I'm looking at this guy like, What the fuck are you talking about? Get the fuck.
Right.
I got a gram of blow in my pocket. What can me like those guys on TV? He goes, you could do it. I've seen you out here. He goes, if you like, I can make a few calls for you. And I was like, all right, man, I'll think about it. I'm like, is this guy fucking putting me on?
But it stayed in your head. You kept thinking about him.
No, I was like, this fucking guy's retarded. And then somebody else said something to me, and that was it. And then I got locked up. When I got locked up, on Thursday nights, they would have movie night. One of those nights, Tuesday, Wednesday.
Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday.
Thursday, Tuesday. And it was, this place probably had 120 convicts. Let's say 35 white dudes, 20 Mexicans, and the rest were hardcore black motherfuckers.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Like, just black motherfuckers with afro picks in their head. The names were Graveyard.
Now in prison, did you go with the white guys, the Latino guys?
I slid right through.
Yeah, because I'm saying
I hooked up with this gangster that was in there for extortion. A big fat Italian dude.
Yeah.
He was from Brooklyn, but he got caught doing something in Denver, like on a trip, and he was stuck there. So he ran a pool, a gambling pool, in the prison on Monday nights and during the season, and he couldn't fucking do it. He didn't make much money. He only did some Italians, some people from the East Coast, and some white dudes. And I would go over there and put bets in. And one day I go, bro, what the? He goes, no, I can't do it because I don't have a full card. I go, what do you mean you don't have a fucking full card? It's $1. Give me that fucking card. And I went out there and I started talking to the blacks to gamble because the blacks stay amongst themselves.
Yeah, that's
the Mexicans stay amongst themselves. So I sold the card. And he goes, can you sell another card tomorrow? And I go, bro, I can sell 10 of these. This is what I do. $1? I can get $1 on anybody.
So wait, he's worried about the books being even
because on the pool.
Yeah.
On the pool, you have those boxes. Unless all the boxes are filled, you can't have a pool. So he would get all the 20 boxes, he'd get 14 filled. So I had to get my $1 back. I couldn't enjoy the Monday Night Football game. That's all. You gamble to watch the game, so you could yell and go. Those people that go to Big Wings and yell for no reason, I got no time to talk to them.
But they got money for no reason?
Yeah.
Because I'm yelling. I got money on the game.
All right, if I got money on the game, I throw tables. That's when it's fun. I don't want to watch a game just for the sake of watching a fucking game. I don't give a fuck. But I put $100 in the game. I'm watching that game. Commercials. I won't fucking watch. I don't miss a fucking thing. I told Lee I don't have time for games, but I bet $20 on a fight or something. I'll watch that motherfucker because now I have an emotional connection to it.
That's why people when they watch the Super Bowl, you got to throw something on the game.
You got to throw something on the
game. But my wife, I'm screaming at the TV. She's like, it's just a game. I'm like, yeah. That's what you think, kid.
So
you have no idea.
You know the way, sometimes you go off, Brett? Like, sometimes, even Lee goes off, but he doesn't know. Like, sometimes I'll break his balls in the car. Lee, eat the fucking edible. Yeah, I woke up at 6. That little thing is funny. When people throw, what's it called? A rant of anger. It's very funny. So I used to work the kitchen. Mm-hmm. And the black guys would come through and go, Cuba, what's up? What's up with them ribs? Can I get an extra one? No, you can't get a fucking extra. And I would tell them the truth. What the fuck do you think this is? The fuck is this? Wait, I got an extra one? Because I don't want to even fucking get an extra one. Right. Leave me the fuck alone, guy. I love you, black power. Get the fuck out of it. And they would die of laughter. They would die. Fucking Cuba's the shit. God damn. I tell them shit. Go, get the fuck. You ain't getting no extra piece of chicken, bitch. Get the fuck out of here. You want a piece of chicken? Yeah. How you gonna hook me up? Go find me the second Earth, Wind & Fire album. And they would look at me and die of fucking laughter. You motherfucker. And they go, I can't get that in here. You want some chicken tonight? You're going to have to come up with the second album, Can't I Love? I would torture him, And one day we would watch those stupid fucking movies on Thursday nights. Stupid. Whatever. Like Disney, borderline, like PT 109 and shit. And the fucking projector would always break.
Like in the fucking classroom.
Yeah. Fucking
melt.
And after the third time, I went off one night. I'm like, you motherfuckers. Right in the fucking thing. I'm like, you motherfuckers. You got money for this. I don't even know what I said. But you ain't got money for a fucking projector? Why don't we all chip in $1 and get a fucking projector? And I went off. And they're like, oh, shit. And the black guy started laughing. So now every time the projector broke, the black guys would start yelling, Cuba, Cuba, Cuba.
This is your chance to do
I have to
stand-up?
get up on the table, and they give me 5 minutes until they glued back the fucking film.
Hey, everybody's here.
And I would go off on the black guys. I'd go off on the men. Look at this fucking half a junkie looking for a cotton ball. Because, the junkies, when they shoot whatever, they have a lid, and then they have the water in there, and they have a cotton ball. And what you do is you put the needle in the cotton ball, and you suck it out so it doesn't pick up anything. I don't know exactly the thing. But some of those junkies sell a cotton ball. Like, that's how low in your life you get. Like, dog, I got the cotton ball. And they're like, dog, I'm about to shoot. What's left in the cotton ball? You know what I'm saying? So I would make fun of them for the cotton ball. Just dumb shit. And one day I used to go to his library. And there was this dude in there who was 5'6". He always wore a hat with glasses. He was the librarian. He would roll his own cigarettes and he would say, Ugats. Ugats.
He was Italian.
No, he was a white dude from Buffalo. And I asked him, I go, what's up with that dude? He don't talk. And he goes, listen, when people don't talk, they don't want to get talked to either. Leave him alone. As a matter of fact, he killed his wife and her boyfriend in a double homicide with a knife or something. Oh. So I kept going to the library and just getting the paper. But he would watch the movies. He'd be there movie night. And one night, this guy's like, hey, man. And he gave me a notebook. And he goes, when you get out of here, you should really try comedy. He goes, but I got you. This is a present so you could write your jokes. And I go, what jokes? And he goes, so you mean on Thursdays you go up there with no material? I go, I don't even know what material is. I didn't know nothing.
Right.
I didn't know nothing, Brett. He was filling me in like material is what you say on stage. You didn't know that? And I go, no. He goes, when you get out of here, you better fucking do this or I'm going to break out and shoot you. I forgot the guy's name. I don't know what the guy's name is now. I should write him a letter and send him $10 for getting me into it. But that was my experience when I got locked up, It was pretty interesting. Anybody watch the Transformers is out this week?
Yeah.
Well, they've been interviewing Marky Wahlberg. And I don't know if you know, Marky
like
Wahlberg went to jail.
Yeah, he went to juvie and shit.
He went to juvie for knocking somebody's eyeball out of their head in Boston, in Southie, or somewhere in Boston.
Wherever the fuck he's from.
And they locked him up for 6 months. And, people think that when you get locked up, I thought I was done. I thought that my life was done because I was just going to go in and become a better criminal, which I did in many ways. You learn in there, but you're not done. It's up to you. And he wasn't done. He sure as fuck said, they asked him, they go, when did you realize? He goes, as soon as you hear that fucking door lock, you know that, he goes, I wanted to come out and make my mom proud. And that was the same thing with me. I let my friends down. I had no family. I let my friends down. I had to do something. I didn't know I was going to do this. I didn't know I was going to move out to L.A., but I wanted to do something for the ones that backed me all those years, for the ones that did send me the $10 when I was in jail.
But you felt like you disappointed them.
I disappointed them, bro. You don't know what going to jail, people always say, if you have a heartbeat, people always think going to jail is you're going to get fucked in the ass, and people, and black people talk all night, and, it's hysterical, and you laugh. I laughed a lot when I went away. But it's the people that come visit you. Like, if Lee had to come visit me in jail, just me looking at his fucking face, just because I know Lee, and I know what the fuck he's thinking, I would feel bad after Lee left. Because I know Lee's going to feel bad for a week.
But you would feel bad because you're like, there's nothing to feel bad about.
There's nothing to feel bad about.
Yeah.
I'm kicking ass in there. I'm giggling. I'm selling fucking lottery tickets. But I know Lee, and I know how much Lee likes me. I know he would go home and tell his girlfriend, fuck, I think I should borrow money to get Joey out. Like, that's how much your friends to get disappointed. I could do the time. I could still do the time. But I would let so many fucking people down. So it's amazing that because you're a very sweet guy, but you understand that, Ari is a very sweet guy, but he also had a relative that did time. That's why Ari and me are such good friends.
I was on trial, man, and that's where I mean, people laugh and they always say, how come you believe in God, or how do you know? I don't know. I believe in God, but I always say I know the devil exists. So if that motherfucker's there, then God's got to be. You understand what I mean? Because I remember sitting on trial. I did something stupid, like I kicked this kid in the head when I was younger, when he was handcuffed, and then like the state was pressing forward, and long story boring, I'm sitting there and I'm just thinking, what the fuck, man? What am I doing? Like, what am I doing? But it was a letter I got from a kid named Jose Cosme from the Bronx, that I played ball with. Well, what happened was there was another friend of mine that I remember we were out one night and he called me over and he just told me, he goes, you're so much better than this. Like, you know what I mean? And I'm like, what do you mean? And he was a tough street guy. He says, you're better than all this shit, man. You should go do something, man. You don't belong here. You know? He goes, you just don't, man. You don't fit in with us. And he goes, and you ever have that one guy that you're just, I don't know about your friends, but there's always that one dude that nobody expects to be the deepest motherfucker to talk to. You know, that one guy you just connect with where you'll be out till 6 a.m. talking about life and all this other stuff. So when my friends had opened that club in Atlanta, and I played my first year, I played Division II football, and I wanted to play again. It just didn't work out at that school and ended up getting thrown out. And then I got back in, but then I tried to go to Florida State, and I couldn't get in, so I was in Tallahassee for a while. And then when I came back down to South Florida is when I got in trouble, so I couldn't stay there. And then I was on trial, and I thought I was going away for just a year, you know.
Just a year.
Well, it was county. It was just county. But I'm saying, like, even then, you're like, fuck. But I wouldn't even let my mom. They wouldn't let me plead out, man. I had a mistrial that I was able to plead no contest the next time. But I just remember sitting there going, God, I'm fucking wasting everything. So I had to get a job. I couldn't leave, you know what I mean, because I was on probation. And then, long story boring, I'm working at this club, and they were about to move up to Atlanta and open this club, and they're like, you know, I might be able to go with them, whatever. And this kid walked in that I was friends with a long time ago, and he says, yo, he's like, you ain't playing football no more? He saw me at the front. I'm like, nah, man. He's like, I can get you on my team. So then that's when I was like, then the kid that my friend ended up telling me, he's like, yo, you should go better yourself. So I left that world, right? But he always told me, you know. So anyways, I played 2.5 years up at Long Island University, a CW Post. I graduate, and now this Puerto Rican kid was like, dude, you should. He used to cut my hair with the clippers, you know, because I got that you know, that nappy fucking guinea hair, Sicilian fucking. So and then I get the lettuce, and he used to tell me that. So then I come home, trying to figure out what I'm gonna do. Get this letter, and it's from him, and he's like, yo, I just passed a comedy club, man, and I was thinking about doing stand up. And then that kind of put me over, and I went to an open mic, and then...
Where was this at, in Florida?
Miami, yeah.
So you started at the Miami Improv?
No, I started at this place called Comedy Zone. It was in South Beach. And then I used to work Uncle Funny's and Comedy Corner and all that. That's how I met Schubert, man. And I know Mitch Hedberg had already left. Tosh was about to leave when I started. So Tosh was ahead of me. So Tosh was about to move.
Where did Tosh start?
He was started in Orlando, but he was in Miami for a while. He used to host like this public access show called Tens. But I knew him in the open mic scene down there. But he was like a big year. 97?
Okay.
98?
Because I was going to Miami in 98. And I went to the Improv. First I went to Uncle Funny's in 97.
Mm-hmm. Dorfman's Room.
Dorfman's Room with Jim Florentine.
Uh-huh.
And Miko headlined one night, and then the next night I did it with Marsha Warfield, the black lady who died.
Yeah, of course. She was from Night Court, yeah.
So I featured for her, and that was a fucking nightmare. That was just too real for me. Then a year later, Sarah and I started putting me in the improv. But I remember when they opened the club in South Beach. That's right. They opened it, and it lasted 90 days.
It wasn't even that it was maybe like a half a year.
Yeah,
but yeah,
like
it wasn't
that
long, yeah.
It wasn't.
That's the first place I got up.
That's amazing. And then you went to Uncle Funny's.
Well, then what put me over is that kid that told me that I should do something. He ended up getting killed, and I just remember him always fucks. You know what I mean? I found out he got killed later on, but that he always gave me those fucking pep talks like, you're better than this, you know. I ain't gonna say his name because you could Google it. And then fuck, man. So then that's, you know, then I'm like, I want to change. You know what I'm saying? And just do better, and just moved out here. And I haven't. You might want to smack me in the face. I haven't stolen a pack of gum since I was 24 or 25. Like, I haven't even done anything since then. But you know, just thought it was bad karma.
You know, it's funny because you asked me a really interesting question.
If you pull this kid's picture out, I'm gonna fucking shit right now.
You asked me a really interesting question about people. You know, like when you first told your crazy friends, hey, can you do me a favor? Can you drive me into the city? You know, and they go, for what? And I go, don't say nothing. I'm doing stand-up. Oh, that's good. And then some would tell me a joke, you know. and you didn't really have a joke or whatever. And the guy that was most excited, I remember me going to him one day and going, "Hey, dog, give me a ride today." So, yeah, and he was like, "Fucking, this guy was the real deal." Mm-hmm. When he died, he was going to go on trial for attempted murder for $60 because he gave the guy $60. This was one of my best friends.
And the guy fucking robbed him.
The guy fucked him, and he goes, "I was going to kill him." And everybody was like, "It was over $60." And he kept saying, "It wasn't the $60. It was the principal, man." And that same guy tried to rob me a couple of years earlier with the same scam. "Give me the money."
Is this in New York or in Denver?
This is in Jersey.
In Jersey.
And look at this fucking guy. I mean, as soon as you see him, you know he's a fucking criminal. He won. That was when he took Mr. Second in New Jersey for that weight division. I mean, this guy, I seen him get hit with bottles. I seen him fucking destroy people. I mean, this guy was hilarious. And his name was Darren Rego. I got pictures of him all over my house because...
He's the guy that helped you get into it?
I mean, I would call him. I used to sell cars at night. And to get home, this is how broke I was. To get home, I would go into the service bays and steal change from all the cars. And there was some nights there was no cars in there. I would call him up at his house. He'd be with his wife. He had to be at work at 6. And I'd tell him I got no money. I got to be at stand-up New York at 10:15. Sit right there. And he fucking picked me up, take me to stand-up New York. One time, he took me to Caroline's for an open mic talent contest. And when the talent contest finished, they just had a regular talent contest. Anybody could sign up. This motherfucker signed up and took first place.
He did?
That's how funny he was. You know what I'm saying? Like, he was so excited. And I still talk to his cousin till this day. Him and his cousin are very tight. And he'll always say to me, "You know, if Darren was alive, he'd probably be out here with me right now." And he probably would have smacked 15 people. He would have been he would have been doing time. But he either would have been doing comedy or he would have been out here. You know, and it's so funny. Out of all the influences I had, I think of him all the time. All the time. There's times I'm just driving and I'm thinking of something funny and I think of what would he say. Mm-hmm. Like shit like that. Like, it's amazing the people who took us through this journey. And he died in 99.
Well,
I mean,
he died when my friend was killed. He had just gotten out. And he I was already out here, you understand? So I had already, but it was, I don't know, it was his talk and this letter that made me do it, you know. And then you know, but you know, a lot of the stories that comics have as far as when they get out, I don't think they had many have these. They're like, "Well, I just did an open mic," and but you know, when it's funny because I was telling my wife this too, man. You know, when especially when things are taken away from you very young, your friends mean everything, don't they? Like when you're growing. I mean, for you, at least I had a mom, I had brothers, then I had a stepfather later on that you know I loved. I do love the guy. I loved him to death. But there was always so much things going on, but your friends were always there. But I moved so fucking much, Joey, that I would make friends and leave. And here's what I love about comedy. Now I've seen every fucking body I grew up with that's still alive or you know, or still around.
Me too.
When I'll go, like, I got friends I'm in Anchorage, Alaska. Did you ever remember doing Lucas' gig out there with Vito?
Yeah.
That was a fucking great place. And then, you know, I had a buddy that I knew from high school there, or friends from middle school now. Every time I do Jersey, I've seen all my best friends. So, you know what I mean? And that's what I love about going out and stuff. But I get to see all those people, you know. Can you get a contact high off of that shit?
No, this is an e-cig.
No, that thing. The vapor stuff?
Maybe why you feel high.
I feel a little mellow right now.
This is the whole patois. Look at Lee. He's nice.
Oh, I'm almost gone.
He's nice and mellow. Look at him. His face is red and shit.
I thought we were going to do the music. Must be the music.
Play some music for us.
What do you want to hear?
Put on, all right, what do you want to hear?
I don't know. D-Train. I don't know. We had a
D-Train's fucking great.
Yeah, let's do a little D-Train.
We should start talking music. Can I piss?
Yeah, go piss. Give him a key and we'll get this pissing. Here we go, cocksuckers. We're taking you back. Little 1980 fucking 3
You know what this song was great, really quick? I know this is D-Train, right? When your love come down.
Oh, shit.
But remember that song? Call me. No, it sounds like this. It was, here's my number anytime. Call me anytime.
Talk to you. Call me. As a matter of fact, put that in. Call me.
Look on love. Shine on love.
What's the name of the song?
Call me. Go out that way. Oh shit, people. Midnight in some parts of the country. It's like 3 a.m. in fucking Australia, but we're here. The Church of What's Happening Now. Flavor, the Flying Jew, Brett Ernst bringing it to you live and
By
shit.
who?
Which Call Me? You got Not Blondie.
Not Blondie. I have Shine Down. Let me look for older ones. No, I don't got it.
You don't have a regular Call Me?
I have Blondie, but you said Not Blondie.
No, it's not Blondie. Call Me 1982. Look for disco. Put Call Me 1982 disco hits. It's on there. Ba-bum, bum, bum, ba-bum, ba-bum. Ba-bum, bum, bum, ba-bum. And they have it, and it looks like it's a 45.
Okay, let me look for it.
If you look at that road, I'll tell you. Don't make me go over there and karate chop you in the neck. At least Syatt. Fucking coming at you direct. Let me give you some shout outs real quick while he's in.
Oh, Cerrone?
Let's see, try it on there. John Wolf G, I love you, cocksucker. Michael Tramwell, Dwayne Satterwhite, Tim Kessler, that's not it. Painter D, Ookie Spooky, I love you, sexy bitch. And David Cyan. I want to give you some shout outs because I love you, cocksuckers. And don't forget, as always, our main motherfuckers over there on it, making your life better. Whether it's, I think there was a sale going on all of the, what's the milkshake?
Hemp
Force products, 15% off till midnight. I seen Joe had tweeted it early on. But anyway you put it, go to On It for all your fucking needs, whether it's the Alpha Brain, for the nootropics, whether it's the motherfucking Shroom Tech, whether it's the Strong Bone, whether it's the Digestive Ease. They have so many things going on that I can't even talk about, that I can't even fathom. So do me that favor. Go to onit.com, see what's crack-a-lackin'. They got ropes, they got fucking kettlebells, they got, find it for him, please, because he can't find it.
Is this it, Bill Wolfer?
Right over there. Look for him, because he can't find it.
What's he looking for?
Call me. Go to onit.com, go to joeydiaz.net, go to the Onit Brox and Press.
Church.
CHURCH. For anything from On It, all the nutrients, all the minerals. I can't get you 10% off of the battle ropes or the kettlebells, but everything else I could take care of you with. Pressing the code CHURCH. Get 10% off, get on the mailing list. They also have a program, Stay On It. They mail it right to your house on the 1st, just like Dollar Shave Club. Let's listen to it, cocksucker.
It was Sky.
Listen to this more. Boom, 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 boom. You know how many fucking lines of blow I did to this? You know how many times I danced with a bitch and copped a tip feel?
So fucking Joe,
high school, right
so
here.
Awesome.
This is 82, right here. Listen to these black dudes playing the drums. Fuck the guy from the roof. Listen to this motherfucker. What? Wash your pussy. It's Wednesday. Sitting here. Talking to your best friend. What? Here we go, motherfuckers. Oh shit. Things ain't working out with your girlfriend. What? Do it, Lee. Now you're searching for someone new, someone to hold you tight, someone to treat you right. So your girlfriend's a friend of mine. Here's my number and a dime. Call me anytime. Call me. What?
If you need someone
to
talk to,
call me.
Satisfaction guaranteed.
Call me.
If you need someone to talk to,
call me.
Hey Joe,
call me.
Boom.
Is that
the shit? Now, do you like? See, I went to so many schools. I went to predominantly a lot of predominantly black schools. Like, shout out to Bethune Elementary. By the way, whenever a school has like a name after like somebody has something to do with like the civil rights movement, you know, there's like
Malcolm X Shabazz.
Middle school. I went to Bethune Elementary, Lincoln No. 4. These were kind of rough school. Castle Hill, Deepside, Lauderhill. What if you're listening? So I didn't hear any rock, man. It was all like Planet Rock, Africa, searching for the perfect beat. Put in Africa Bambaataa, searching for the perfect beat. When it goes, beat this, boom, 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 boom. So that's why I didn't really get.
We're taking you deep tonight, people.
And by the way, and my mom and dad, well, my real father, they loved disco, so they were always dancing. Odyssey, that song, "You're a Native New Yorker," that reminds me of my mom.
Oh my God!
Oh wait, you got to find it.
You should know the score. You should know the score by now. You're a native.
Listen to this shit.
Oh shit. Oh shit. If you're black, break out the Afro sheen. We're getting down tonight, cocksuckers. Oh shit. Real African Bombada right here. We ain't fucking around. Constantine, you gotta get Big Daddy Kane to call in, cocksucker. You were saying you call in, you hang out with him.
That would be great.
You're jumping up and down with him. We'll bring Bert Ernst in this motherfucker tonight, and we'll have fucking Big Daddy Kane call in. Stop fucking around,
Here it comes.
Constantine.
Here it comes.
Hit it.
Ready? Here it comes. Ready?
Oh shit. Oh shit. This is what I'm talking about, people. You don't know what the fuck's going on here. Look at this shit. Cherry cannabis soda. I drank it. He's dancing. Who's better than you, cocksucker?
I'm fucking high by
I'm
osmosis.
telling you right now. Put on Illusion.
Okay.
It was the theme song to FX at the end. Illusion was a little disco song.
Oh, fuck yeah. That's the guy that did all the special effects,
Nobody
right? Not that one?
remembers FX.
Who sang it? Do you know?
What's on there? What songs are on there?
Let me see.
Illusion.
It's
Put in
coming-
FX soundtrack.
Okay. Because it's coming up with like non-music stuff, and you put Illusion.
Of course it is. Nobody knows this shit.
Illusion, FX. You see it?
Well, your girlfriend's a
This is
friend of mine.
Is it this?
This is a jam, people. That sounds like Van Halen running with the devil.
What was that? Did your fucking browser pop up?
No, it's the fucking movie.
Yeah, that's what I mean.
Let's see. Trying to get to the front of the credits.
Oh no, it's the end of the movie?
Yeah.
Yeah. Put down from the beginning now. This was a fucking jam. This is at the end when he shakes up Brian Dennehy's hand and they get away with the. But keep going.
I remember the movie.
Do anything else?
Right. Listen to that little organ. Listen to that motherfucking
That little
organ.
That little organ.
And when this jam comes, dog, I get tears in my eyes. I don't even want to mention the girl. I used to take her out and we would dance. We'd do a couple bumps, a half a lewd. I wouldn't even fucking make love to her. I wouldn't even suck her titties, nothing. It was all about dancing and getting fucked up and just seeing her hips move and looking at her feet with the fucking toenails done and those high heels. Dun-it. Oh shit. Oh shit. Oh shit.
This song right here. You got me, man.
This
You're
is the end of 82.
I know the
This
movie.
is the summer of 82. This is tremendous.
That's the guy who did all the special effects, right?
Yes, and then he got, with Jerry Orbach was the mobster.
Yeah.
Jerry Orbach played ooh, do, illusion.
Oh, wait. Yeah, I know that
This
song.
is a fucking jam. There's a hold on.
This was this was on the radio and shit.
Oh shit! This was on
Yeah.
98.7 Kiss Master Mix. This was fucking Kiss Master Mix.
And because I know everyone's going to ask on Twitter, it's called Just an Illusion Imagination.
Here, put that on again, because when they go off, that's when me and this girl would just go off. Right now, you're just dancing slow with this freak. Right? You're just dancing. You're just moving. Could it be that? What? It's just a... Go, bitch. Shake that motherfucker. What? Wednesday night, motherfuckers. What are you doing? Watching Dancing with the fucking Stars or some shit?
Let me tell you. Now if this shit brings back memories. Put in Body Mechanic. You know that song?
Oh, I gotta hear it.
It's fucking. Now this song. Remember I told you all this shit reminds me of like fighting and stuff. Every time I was at like a fucking party, I remember being 14, 15, going to like these warehouse parties. Shout out to Tom Quigley, by the way. Turn this up, dog. You know this?
Shit. This sounds like something Tony Hinchcliffe would dance to. Oh shit.
Luca. I put this on for Luca. Remember? Yeah, because that's the same way me and Luca bonded when I first came out here. Driving around. Remember, we used to drive around to fucking Lincoln, and and I put this shit in. He fucking lost it because he's like, dude, this is 86th Street in Brooklyn. He's like, we used to drive and cruise because down in Fort Lauderdale we used to cruise the Strip. I listen to this shit, Uncle Joey. 16 years old.
Are you kidding me?
I had a 1984
Or what?
Ford Escort, right? Station
You got
wagon.
heroin, drop it right now.
I had a station wagon that I hooked up 215s in the back, right? Piece of shit car. Fucking Pyramid EQ, Fosgate amp, no electronic crossover, just a voice coil. right? And a Clarion receiver. And I put my tape in, because back then, distortion, you got to put in play at your own risk. That one you got it.
You see what I'm saying? This is what I'm
Play
talking
at your
about.
own risk.
Lee, did you eat all the espresso beans?
No, there's some there.
You got 2 more in there. They got
No.
your name on
See,
it.
back then, did you do the stereo? You didn't do the stereos, right? The bass, you put the quarter on the fucking and the thing to see how
By
far.
that time, I was gone.
Yeah, that was done, huh? Yeah, that's like 87, 88,
83, I was
89.
gone. 87, I was already. I was listening to Def Leppard. Pour some sugar on me. I was gone from New York. And my friends would send me mixtapes.
Yeah.
But it wasn't the same. It wasn't the same as being there.
This song, you gotta know. This is 83, 84. Turn it up.
82, apparently.
82, right. You know this. Wait till it kicks in.
I don't remember this. Oh shit. Well, yeah. Oh shit. Oh shit. Oh shit. Oh shit. Lee, you might have to run out for a nickel back. This is the real shit.
I got a good Uncle Joey story. This will be all right. 12 years old, my cousin on a drug deal. You'll love this shit. All right.
Lee, there's 2 of them with your name on it.
You gotta finish him.
Pop that shit.
So high over.
I would eat him if I'd have to. I'd never had anything like that. I've never even smoked weed before. You know that. I told you.
You don't need to do nothing. You're
Yeah,
a good
I know.
man.
I'm good already.
That's why I love
By the
you.
way, you're probably gonna get this on Twitter. Fucking 800 people tweeting, "What a pussy! You don't smoke."
Fuck that. No.
You know why I got that wacky gene? I don't want to fuck with it.
Listen, man.
I'll take it. I'll take it to.
Some
I'm
of
one
my-
of those guys. I'll take it even higher and then higher, and that's why I don't. I just stay
Some
at
of my
stay
best
level.
friends don't even get high, and I like that because not everybody's supposed to be the same.
Mm-hmm.
That's why the world is the way it is. We're all fucking different. That's what makes it special. So,
But anyway, so I'm with my cousin, right? Goes, hey, come for a ride, and you got to look this song up. You got to look up "Point of No Return" by Expose.
tremendous.
So he had this
That's
triple.
my fucking jam. 87.
He had like this
What was the name of the album?
1984
What was the name of the album? The album was called
Expose. It was off their first album.
No shit. That album is tremendous. That's a great.
There's a lot of good love songs on that shit too.
Let me
Be the one.
to hold on to your dreams.
This song. So, anyways,
The glue didn't work. This
Velcro
motherfucker went,
fucking
and
came
we
out?
never went skating again. That road, and it was disgusting. You had to wear rented skates with people's
Yeah.
foot fungus. The brake pads were fucked up. I wasn't into that shit.
dude,
at all.
I used to love that shit, man. It was like nightclub for kids. I used to go to Wallington.
Oh,
Skating
that's what it
Center.
was. Yeah, the Wallington Panthers. That was the high school, the Wallington Panthers.
I went to Wallington Skating Center, and because it was Passaic Stadium. You ever been through Passaic or no? You used to cop
We
sacks
play-
there, and you say you cop sacks.
I copped
there?
sacks there. We played you guys in high school. The Christmas tournament one year, they flipped a bus on them on freshman year.
So wait, what year did you graduate? 78?
82.
Oh, 82.
So in 78.
Was Craig Hayward there yet?
Yeah.
He was,
Fuck
because he
yeah.
must have been like a freshman or something.
Craig Hayward was a senior when we graduated.
No, he couldn't. He couldn't.
He graduated in 82.
No,
He
he
went to
graduated
Pitt.
86. He graduated with my brother.
Did he really? 85. 85.
85.
He went to Pitt. That's right. He was a sophomore when I was a senior. You're right. He went to Pittsburgh. He died.
Yeah, he died.
He died.
His son's playing though. That's how old his son plays.
He probably got a kid pregnant
Yeah,
when he
probably
was
like
6.
12 or some shit. I
Oh.
went to school with his brothers, and then there was Nate Hayward was the receiver, and then you had this Tyrone. I think Tyrone Stowe played then, or no, because he was more.
Who
he
was the
older
middle
than me.
linebacker from New Orleans Saints? That was the shortest linebacker.
That was Sam Mills
I played flag football with
against him.
when he was a car salesman.
He was a Jersey dude.
On Sunday mornings, 6 in the morning, these guys would show up hungover.
Isn't he from Jersey?
He's from Jersey, Montclair. He's
Yeah,
Montclair. It's fucking amazing, man. Hey, listen, man. I don't even know what fucking time it is.
It's only 9. It's like 9:30. At the 9:50.
No, it's-
Oh shit! It's 10 o'clock.
Yeah, it's 5 to 10.
We gotta just get some good songs in, or are we wrapping it up? Dun, 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 dun,
I gotta go
dun.
do a spot, but
What time's your spot?
you know me, dog. I don't give a fuck
Yeah, who
about
gives a
spots.
fuck? Where's it at?
At the Ha, it's right down the block.
Oh,
there.
you're
If
fine.
you wanted me to go
This
down
show's
there.
gonna run low. It's gonna run late. You get up when you get there.
No, we could.
You're
do
fucking Uncle Joey.
It doesn't. I don't even know what time it ends. I just don't want people. Anytime a podcast is over 2 hours with us, it may go kaputs. Lee's already getting high. Look at the shape.
Yeah,
Oh,
Lee's
pretty
falling
nice.
asleep.
Huh?
It's
How you doing
almost
over
2 hours, right?
No,
How
I'm
you
fine.
doing
This
over
is I like this is where I like to be. Like Green Hornets kind of put me. I don't know. You ate in a whole one of those. You had the whatever that is.
The fucking juju juice.
Oh my god. No, but this is nice. I can still talk. Like usually, if I get high, Brett, it's like I can't even.
This might just be the beginning, though. This espresso might take
Yeah, the
a
espresso beans took a while to hit me, but then
But the
those
speed,
last two,
the
you
fucking baboon fits you. And what about the last two?
they're gone.
And I had them spike it with extra fucking Malukia juice in there.
Little,
so,
yeah.
so
Give
you
him a
got
little,
some extra fucking Maloik in there.
little Maloik. You know what that is?
No.
This is tough.
You don't know what
isn't it?
Maloik is? It's like bad luck.
Oh, good.
They give you Malakia.
I've heard
No,
Joey say
I'm
that.
not gonna give him no bad luck. This guy's a solid fucking little Jew. You can't give him bad luck. The evil eye don't even work on him.
It doesn't, huh?
Doesn't work on Jews.
Does he have the fucking the hand with the thing on it?
The yarmulke with the fucking anti-fucking struts.
Do you have the pi symbol you wear around your neck? That means 3.14.
Oh, this motherfucker.
Oh no, it's the Hebrew word for God.
Yeah, that thing.
Yeah.
The Hebrew word for God.
The
The Hebrew word for God is fucking two things with this money clip.
It looks like the symbol for pi, or it looks like something from Stonehenge. You know, the two things, and it goes like this.
Yeah.
You never seen it?
Yeah, I know what you're
They rock
talking
it.
about. It's amazing, Browns, that sometimes at night I smoke a joint or whatever the fuck. I come home and I drink coffee and I go on YouTube and I watch videos of you, Sebastian, Ahmed. I just did Marin with Ahmed.
Oh yeah.
I did an episode of Marin with him. It was funny. We had to do it the main room. And I hadn't gone back to the main room since I walked out of Marilyn's wake when I went off that night. And we were talking and we go, if you told me in 1997, we were both sitting at the Union broke, when he first moved out from what's his name's house?
Marin?
No, when he first moved out of, because it was him, the chubby guy.
Wait, you talking about Mark
and
Marin?
Vince Vaughn.
No,
No,
I met. Yeah. When he was staying with
Ahmed booked a room on Sunset called the Union, which was on Sunset.
No, it was Dublin's Tuesday nights.
This was before Dublin's.
Wow, dude.
Yeah, the
Fucking,
Union.
you're going back.
The
then.
Union was 2 doors up from Dublin, and that sushi thing wasn't there.
It was the one that was down. It was like downstairs where you.
Yes, with the
okay,
ledge.
I know. Yes,
Tremblay,
Yes.
tremendous.
I remember that night.
Tremendous. But he booked it every Tuesday. And across the street was the Chateau Marmont, and down more is the sushi place. That was a bar that Eddie Griffin ran, because Black Night at the Comedy Store was Tuesdays.
Yeah, Tuesday
So
nights.
Eddie Griffin got pissed off and said, fuck it. I'm going to have my own motherfucking Black Night up the corner. So the Sunset Strip on Tuesdays in those days was the Comedy Store, Fat Tuesday, whatever they did there.
Right.
Eddie Griffin started his show at 10, where he just did a show. Nobody else went up. Just Eddie went up for an hour or two. And then Ahmed and Vince Vaughn's old girlfriend booked the Union. And the Union was shit. The Union was shit. The Union was a room where 10 people go every week, and comics like Mike Young. That's where I met Mike Young. He had just done Vibe.
Blowing up, that kid.
Is he now?
Yeah, he got his show on HBO. He fucking sold a movie.
I know he
directed
directed
the movie.
I know he directed the movie.
Yeah.
So I met Mike Young at there, and it was just comics that would go there on Tuesday night. But what happened was the place had a lot of young women. A lot of young actresses went there, so the word got out. So next thing you know, Nick DiPaolo was in there, Stanhope was in there, Pauly Shore was in there, and the place went from having 10 people to having 200 people on a Tuesday, and we get drink tickets. They wouldn't even pay us. They'd give us 5 drink tickets, but that's all we needed. That's all you needed, 5 drink tickets to get the party started. Then you walked over to the store. So I remember being there when I met Ahmed, talking about, like, how do you get an agent?
Yeah.
Like, where do you
Do
go?
you know how long it took for him to get an agent? Well, you too, but dude, fucking, it's insane. You people have no idea how fucking much bullshit you got to go through. They think they know. At least civilians.
I remember me and Ahmed going to a meeting at Wilshire. Me and Ahmed were at the Union one night, and some jerk-off guy came in here, and he goes, you guys need an agent? Yeah. Some jerk-off guy. And gave me and Ahmed, and me and Ahmed bought into it, and we both went down to this place on Wilshire at 2 o'clock, and the agent did have no idea what we were talking about. The guy who gave us the car was an assistant.
Wow.
And when we got there, the guy's like, I don't need fucking comics. What are your credits? I looked at each other, and the guy's like, get the fuck out of my... That's how long it was. Like, we were 2 kids with a fucking...
And you mentioned fucking Mark Maron, bro. That guy was inspirational, too.
Yeah.
Dude.
I mean, Mark Maron was on blow back then. Mark Maron was fucking nuts. But the point being that I'm shooting this TV show with him in January, and he looks over at me at one point. I met him, and he goes, if one of those nights at the Union, we would talk out in front of a place, and we were dreaming of having money to walk to the Pink Dot and have a sandwich. A fucking Pink Dot sandwich. I remember us not having money for a Pink Dot sandwich one night, like giggling. Like, I don't even have money for a Pink Dot sandwich, hoping that he would say, "Come on, I'll buy it for him." Him going, "Me neither."
you were fishing for the meal.
But for him to say to me that day, can you imagine if those nights when we used to, so if I told you we were going to be taping a show together for Mark Maron, because Mark Maron did the room all coked up. That's when he was here with Schubert.
Yeah,
he used to hang out with Bob Baker. That was a complete
well, he was. Mark would hang
floor.
out with fucking LeBeau and
LeBeau. He was
those
in a
cats
deep
too.
crew.
Yeah.
And then he got his life, and then he left. He got divorced and left, and went to Israel and did the one-man show about Israel, and then he came back, and I saw him when he did the movie Almost Famous. I didn't see him till after that again. So I didn't see him like from '97 till about 2003, maybe, when that movie came out, 2004. And now to see his show on TV. I remember Louis C.K. used to come into the store on Sunday nights when he was a writer on what's the black guy?
Not Chris Rock.
No, the short, chubby guy, part of the Kings of Comedy tour, Cedric the Entertainer. Cedric had a fucking Mad TV type show on Fox, and Louis C.K. was the head writer and hired me to be a mobster on the fucking show. It was one of the worst sketch shows of all fucking time. But at least Louis C.K. fucking hired me. He came into the store. All those people used to come into the store on Sunday nights and hang out. And now, it's just amazing. It's amazing to see what you've done.
All the older brothers are gone, though, man. I don't really see them, man. I don't see you. Obviously, you and Rogan aren't there no more. Fucking Schubert will pop in every now and then. Thank God this last comic standing thing's going on. I mean, I'm glad he made the top 10. To me, that guy's a fucking warrior,
He's a
bro.
warrior. He's a warrior.
But Luca's gone.
But they
Everybody's
sent
gone.
me something the other day to vote for him.
Yeah, to come back on.
Why, did they kick him off?
Yeah, he got voted off, but he can come back on. But, who knows? They probably got it. Who knows with that shit, You never know.
It's to hear that Sebastian's blowing up and Ahmed and doing all this. It just, I did the Rogan podcast 2 weeks ago, and we got into us, and I told people that we just kept showing up. That was it. We're no better than anybody else, because you could name 10 people who are gone that you were doing comedy at the store. They're gone.
Yeah.
They've moved on to music, or you'll go to a show in Chicago and now they went back because their uncle died. You'd be fucking surprised how many comics we were here with at the store that are probably gone. You don't even remember.
I remember a lot of the girls, like the Georgia Jeans, I haven't seen anymore.
Right. Georgia Jean was on Facebook a month ago saying she got out of comedy because of all the men and how disgusting they were when they were talking about Adam Richman raping the girl in Minneapolis. There was an article in Georgia Jean,
See, that's the thing too. There were chicks at the store though that hung tight, Paula Bell, Tammy Pescatelli,
Shayma Tash.
There's girls that Whitney, there were girls that were always accepted and hung out and can kick it, and then there were certain ones that the store it had this weird. It still does. But it's Don Barris, she's still there. Brian Holtzman is another one, dude. That motherfucker is
But he's gone.
Insane. I don't see him anymore.
He's a dog catcher in Marina Del Rey or in Huntington Beach or one of those places. And, he would come in. He was a hobbyist. He was a fucking airplane pilot. He would come in late at night when he was drinking and do 15 minutes off the top of his head of craziness.
Some of the best comedy. Remember, people would be coming when they heard he was on. People would come and watch this guy.
Yeah, it was fucking craziness.
And the scene, the store's still. I mean, it's still a scene, man.
But then always remember there was a big difference with, it's like the people that tell you at the water cooler that you're funny, and then you go on stage and it's a big shock. To be funny in the office, it's a big shock. To come to L.A. and be funny, that's one thing. To stick it out.
Wait, how about this one?
That's the other.
How about to be funny in the OR at 1 a.m. in front of fucking 5? That's when you know. That's when you earn your comedy strike. That's why Comedy Store comics, they could do a room anywhere, any place, anytime.
I could do anything.
Anytime.
And I tell people all the time that there's times I go for auditions and I'll go in and I'll see the guy from The Godfather that got shot in the eye. He's still around.
Mo Green?
Mo Green's still around audition. I'll see Joe Santos, roast beef,
I know, yeah.
And I'll see all these people in the audition room, and all of a sudden I'll start getting butterflies in my stomach. And then I'll say, you know what, man? All right. So these motherfuckers have me as actors, but they never had to follow Paul Mooney in the OR at 12:30 neither. And that's what I got, that nobody else got. In that fucking room.
And you fucking work with De Niro.
No, but who gives a fuck about that? I'm talking about following Paul Mooney at the store when you're an 8-year comic and you don't know how to figure it out. And the show started at 9. And they've already heard every topic, every joke. Everybody could eat pussy. Everybody's got a big dick. Everybody punched a hoe in the face. You got to come up there, follow Paul Mooney at 12:40 or 10 after 1 when half the room is getting up. Okay? You have no idea what fear is. You have no idea what it is to go up to the store thinking that you're going to go up at 11:30. You're prepared for 11:30, and now it's 10 after 1. When I tell you I have a show at 8, I know I'm going up at 8:45 as a headliner. You're going to Austin next week, right?
Yeah, Austin, yeah.
Austin, right? You know that you're going up at 8. At the Comedy Store, I thought I was
you
going
got
up
there
at
when you got there.
11:30. But Paul Mooney's up on stage.
Or fucking Eddie Griffin's on.
Or Don Herrera's on. And you got to find, and that's where my confidence comes from.
Dude, also, you know what? Also, because all the clubs in LA are phenomenal. They are. Laugh Factory offers. Every club offers something. The Comedy Store, because it has no MC. I mean, I remember I followed Chris Rock one night, and he just, Dice. The first time Dice brought me up, he's like, "Who? I don't know this kid." And then he's like, "How tall are you?" I go, 6'2". He goes, "How much you weigh?" I go, "About $195." There's his intro. And you got to go up, and after either Dice annihilated or just ripped into people, and then I'm doing comedy fucking 4 or 5 years, and you got to figure it out. That's why I remember when me and Caparulo went to Montreal in 2003, he was looking at me and he goes, everybody was complaining because we're doing comedy during the day. And I'm like, we were doing New Faces. I'm like, dude, we're happy there's just a fucking crowd of people that want to laugh. And you could just get up, and that's why we rocked all the Ed Med's rooms. Dublin's, Comedy Store comics. I mean, there was some improv guys like Schwartzen and Zach Galifianakis that would fucking destroy. But on a whole, you couldn't go up at Dublin's on a Tuesday with a fucking notebook and try and read jokes. You had to bring it.
I went up at the Dublin twice, and I bombed both times.
Yeah, but there's other factors behind that, too.
There's other factors. But let me tell you something. The best compliment I ever got was, I got a call one night, like at about 11:45. And it was Pete from the Houston Lab Stop. And he goes, "I saw something tonight that I only thought you could do. And it was amazing. I put it together." He goes, "You know Johnny Sanchez?" I go, "Yeah." He goes, "Johnny's here. It's Thursday. No, it was Wednesday night. And there's only 24 people. Do you know he got a standing ovation?" Mm. And he goes, "The only other person that did that in my room was you on a Sunday night." That's the Comedy Store, isn't it?
That is.
And then Johnny got on the phone, and we talked, and he's like, "That's the Comedy Store." You learned, because in your mind, when you came out here, it's L.A. It's going to be 200 people a night, every night. And then some nights at the store, there was 150 people at 9 o'clock. By the time we got up at 20 to fucking 2, there's 13 people. And if you need those $15, those $15 were huge in those days. So
you and Tripoli are two of the only comics I've ever seen, because you said you bombed. But your bombing isn't really bombing. You understand what I mean? Like, you're still spitting shit.
No.
Were you high or drunk or something?
No, I don't go on stage high or drunk. I would go stoned. At the fucking Dublin, that was a different world.
Well, what I was going to say, because I've never seen two guys go out there. Like you and Tripoli. Tripoli's, I've never seen a Tripoli get booed more. I've never seen a guy with more standing ovations, and just as many times as these people been like, getting mad at him. That's when you know you're saying something, by the way. You know what I mean? When you get those fucking mixed reactions, those all or nothing type reactions. Like Tripoli, to me, man, that guy would fucking, if there's a destroy. If the times, like, cause something, they would put him at 1:15 in the morning, and he would do that set somewhere else at 10 o'clock, and you could hear. I remember one time, fucking The fucking whole place just was going crazy. When he did that handicap stripper shit, they fucking lost their minds. But yeah, and I'll tell you who me and Sebastian love was Freddie Soto, rest in peace, but not just because he's dead. That motherfucker, man, would come on at 1 o'clock in the morning in front of 7, 8 people.
You had to do it.
But would smoke a cigarette.
Yeah, you had to do it.
And not even do monkey shit. Not even like try and get him. Just get right into his fucking stories. And the whole crowd, whoever was left, comics would be watching, and you just fucking zeroed in on that guy.
That was your practice. Your practice, was going up there and zeroing the fucking and going off the rails. Because like I said, they've already heard everything. The Comedy Store had the people that came in at 8:45 and stayed till 11:15, and then you had another batch that came in about 10:30, and they stayed till 12:30. Then you had another batch that came in about 11:45 that stayed till 2.
And then you had the 8 people that had been there from the beginning
to the end,
the way fucking
all
through.
the way through. And they're in the back having a great time, giggling. Their bar tab is $200. They're staying next door at the Hyatt. They don't give a fuck. They met Andrew Dice Clay. They saw 2 people from their favorite TV show. You know,
Rogan, let me tell you, man, that motherfucker. I remember having to follow him and just feeling
lost.
Just feeling like a bitch. Like
being
going,
lost.
what kind of dumbass fucking jokes am I going to do after this?
Yeah, being fucking
lost. Just like, what am I doing? And then Mitzi, for almost a whole fucking year, every Tuesday, because this is what I loved about Joe. There were guys that would come in that were headliners and would just bump, do whatever the fuck they want. He had enough decency to call in, and they would always have a half hour booked out for him. So now he knew that, you know, even if he went 15 minutes over, it didn't throw the show off, you know, because he could just pop in and fucking do 45 and all those comics that were booked. So at least they knew he would call in and they would give him those spots. And Mitzi kept putting me up every fucking Tuesday after him. Every night he was on. And I told Joe this because he came down to see me one time in at the Comedy Store in La Jolla because he was running a set, and he said, "Look, I don't want to bump you or whatever." And I'm like, you know, we're past that, buddy. I followed, you know, you do what you want to do. And he was nice enough. He said, "Let me go on after you. Do your time." You know, such a gentleman. And but that right there, following that motherfucker, man. At first, I couldn't figure it out.
It's like sparring with John Jones every day.
Yeah.
If you fight the best in the gym every day, and some days you push it, your confidence level zooms. Mm-hmm. You know, I got my confidence at the fucking store. We'll do this, and I got to wrap it up. I got to tell you something. I went to Miami one time. For a year, I tried to sell the Miami Improv Paul Mooney. And they would go, oh, no, we don't want him down there. And finally, Paul Mooney did something. And the Miami Improv brought him down maybe in '99. These are the things that you talked about a movie with De Niro. That's great. But mm-hmm. These are the things that, as my soul is leaving my body, when I die, I'm going to look at myself and go, what did I really accomplish? And I'm going to think of the story I told you. This is when nobody would talk to me. I think I had booked a pilot, basketball.
Oh, yeah, with Matt and Trey.
And a commercial, a Taco Bell commercial.
You're in basketball?
Yeah, that was my first movie ever.
I got to check
That's
that
how
out.
I joined SAG. One line. And I stole all the roller skates from the movie. I was still a criminal then.
By the way, sorry. The best one line ever is you and fucking Spider-Man.
Oh, please. I'm the king of the one line.
when you popped on the screen, I was like, what the fuck? Yo, you got to go through.
Oh,
I'm like, fucking Uncle Joey.
Got it out of the fucking store. And so I'm working with Paul Mooney. And it's a Thursday night in Miami or something. And I had been in this room 1,000 times. To me, this room was the OR. I knew the ins and outs of the room. You know, I knew what I could say at this point. I was in Miami 6 times a year. And the people got to know me as a feature act.
And you cute.
I remember even David Tell saying to me one time, you don't have an idea what you're doing. You're building a fan base as a feature act. He goes, I've been in New York all my life. I come out now, I'm working it now. You have a fan base. So I'll never forget going up there. It was one of those nights where nothing is wrong. And I see Paul out of the corner of my eye. You were at the Miami Improv.
Yeah, all the time, man. That's one of my favorite clubs.
And I saw the doors
just closed,
open.
By the way.
They just closed, yeah. They opened. And this was on the 3rd floor. Forget
over on the other side.
Yeah.
Oh, wow. That's
over
way
the Italian restaurant.
Yeah.
Across from the fucking frozen drinks.
Yeah, the frozen drinks, man.
Stop it. And I see Paul Mooney out there, and he doesn't close the door. He leaves the door open, and he's yelling at the bar staff and going like this, pointing at me. And I'm like, oh, my God. I've known this guy for 2 years. I've been following him for a year. I got him into this club, and he's out there complaining about me because I'm being dirty. This is fucking Paul Mooney, the famous Paul Mooney. I'm watching him yelling. I can't hear what he's saying, but I'm watching him yelling, pointing at me on stage. Yelling. And all of a sudden I go, all right, thank you. And I get off, and I killed, but I don't know what just went on out there. And I got off the stage, and I go through the back door, and as I'm going through the front, I see Paul Mooney, and I sit at the bar, and I don't say nothing. It was John, the black bartender, who his father was a famous black photographer who went with Muhammad Ali for a couple of years and photographed him and photographed Richard Pryor, and he had pictures of Richard Pryor, and the movie about Tarantino with the black chick with De Niro, where they rob...
Not Foxy Brown, no.
The other one like that. What's her name? Jesus Christ. Tarantino made 2 movies.
Yeah. I'll tell you. She's beautiful.
Yeah, Sandy Brown, whatever the fucking name of Sandy Brown.
There you go.
Sandy Brown's a beautiful black chick. Tarantino made a movie that got released Christmas Day, 97 or 98. It's got fucking the guy from Friday. Jackie Brown.
What was her name?
Let's see.
Was it the 70s chick? She was like the hot 70s chick?
He had her father...
Pam Grier.
Grier. His father photographed him and Pam Grier. When Richard Pryor used to date Pam Grier, they flew this bartender's father out. To make a long story short, I knew the guy. And I go, just what happened out here? Was Paul Mooney mad at me? And John turned and he goes, mad at you? Bud Friedman was in here. That's what it was. Bud was at the bar. And I guess he was in the back room now.
Right.
But Paul Mooney was yelling at Bud. You hear that? You hear that laughter? That's comedy store laughter. That ain't the improv. That's comedy store laughter. Because I guess Bud didn't like Paul Mooney.
Right.
So Paul was in there going, that's comedy store. That's what the comedy store teaches you. 20 years from now, they'll be asking people where they learned how to do that type of comedy. And they're going to say the comedy store. Dog, I just sat there frozen. Like, this is one of the greatest.
Like, you were doing so well, it got him so amped up.
It got him so amped up. And he knew I developed that. I did get that from the comedy store. When I worked in the comedy store, I was a shell of a fucking comic. You know, by 2002, I had become a comic. I wasn't a headliner. I was a comic. I had already been doing comedy 11 years at that point. But that training program, that college...
Well, they say 6, 11, and 15 are those milestones.
Yeah, that 11th year when now you're following Eddie Griffin, you're having conversations with Eddie Griffin, you're in a different league now. I put myself in a different league. I'm not in that league with the local scenes no more. I'm in a league at the Comedy Store. I'm at the Improv.
Talent-wise, it's the ultimate. It's like Clubber Lang's gym and fucking Rocky 3, man.
That's it. I'm at the best place. You ain't gonna fuck with me.
Anything, dude. I have seen it. I saw a dude try to fight Chris Rock one night. I saw Dice and Dom get. I've seen so much crazy shit happen in that fucking room. And here's my analogy to it. You know, Peter Luger's Steakhouse. They say the pan is why the steaks are so good. They don't wash the pan. It's been the same dirty fucking pan for 50 years, but it gets so hot. There's no germs. It's just flavor, just as marinated in this fucking thing for 50 years. That's what the OR is. It's that steak pan at fucking Peter Luger's.
How good is Peter Luger's?
Strong.
If we took Lee there right now,
Mastro's in fucking Mastro's in Thousand Oaks, and the steak. I don't know what something about that one. Even better than the one in Beverly Hills, I think.
Mastro's
in Thousand Oaks, right on Thousand Oaks Boulevard, is fucking strong.
Done.
I live right over there.
Done.
Let's do it.
Let me tell you something, brother. It has been a fucking pleasure,
Joey. I
knew it was going to be a pleasure. I knew it was going to be a pleasure just because the music and it took me a while, and I'm happy that you came on. You're
man.
A great nephew. You're one of my favorite nephews. Let me do a little thing here, then we'll close up. Give me 2 minutes here. Again, listen, why fuck around with yourself? Be a good friend to yourself, all right? You want to be the best human being you could be. You want to be... What the fuck are you laughing about?
That's the longest on a commercial
because I didn't finish
history.
It before you fuck. I want to give honor to equal opportunity employment here. I'm not prejudiced. So what I'm trying to say is go to honor.com. See what they have to offer you. Maybe it's the digester. If you want to start with Alpha Brain, it's a money-back guarantee. You don't have to return the fucking product if you don't like it, all right? Go to on it on joeydiaz.net. If you like what you fucking see, boom, put in
Church.
CHURCH, get 10% off. That's it. That's all I got to tell you. I can't fucking tell you again. Everybody's on a diet in this country. Everybody fucking doesn't know what the fuck to eat. You know, I got stoned. Should I eat a peanut butter and jelly? I can't eat it on white bread. I'm gluten-free. Eliminate all that. naturesbox.com. Nature's Box are nutritious fucking snacks that get delivered right to your fucking door. You understand me? You don't got to leave the house. You go online, whether it's the Sesame Street, the black and white granola, the fucking spicy pistachios. Listen, everything they got, you can fucking bank it. The cocoa fucking, I still eat those fucking things. Emily, I will not give you a
I never get that bag.
You never get the bag because you're never around. You know so if you're not around, I can't.
Dude, you're the greatest fucking pitch man I've ever seen.
I ain't fucking around with you people.
You want fucking snacks?
Nature's Box is a delicious, nutritious
Nature's
snack,
pussy.
And it gets delicious.
It's fucking
right?
delicious.
Nature's Box gets delivered right to your house. You're going to love it. Try, and you know what the best thing? The first time you order it, 50% off their first order. Go fucking crazy. Go bananas. Go to joeydiaz.net. Go to the Nature's Box and press in
Joey.
Boom! Joey. Get 50% off. Not 10, not 20, not 30. A half. Boo! 50% off tonight, right now. Now. You ain't doing dick with your fucking time.
Can you pitch me in Addison? I meant at the Austin.
I'm going to take care of you.
No, I want to hear you pitch me like if I was fucking Nature's Box.
I'm so high, I feel like I might go home and use that Nature Box code and spend like $1,000.
I hope you do. Use the code.
Joey.
Everybody
I
gets
think
the
I am
fucking
too,
credit.
man. I wouldn't know.
They're
But
delicious. I'm not even fucking with you. The sesame sticks, the fucking the
I
cocoa almonds.
I meant the high thing.
Delicious. All right, naileditlife.com. Again, Vapor Pen, fucking the Gummy Bears, Gummies Hermanos, the best. But the Vapor Pen is one of the best Vapor Pens on the market, if not the best one. For you wax cocksuckers, you get a lifetime guarantee. You got a problem, you call fucking David, he'll ship you a new fucking battery. Customer service is key with these cocksuckers. I would not lie to you, that's important. You get 20% off your order. If the pen is $50, you get it for what, $40 or something like that?
Yeah.
Who gives a fuck? Go to naileditlife.com right now. See what they got. Order your Vapor Pen right now. Order. Right fucking now. Why fuck around? It's Wednesday night. You'll have it by fucking Monday. You'll be smoking waxes and getting high and seeing the devil just like me and Lee. You understand me? Also, listen, I don't know what the fuck you're doing, whether you live in San Antonio, whether you live in Midland, whether you live in Houston, whether you live in Dallas, whether you live in Addison, whether you live in Beaumont. I don't give a fuck where the fuck you live. Fucking July 9th through fucking the 12th, my main man here, what's your name again? Brett Ernst is going to be live at the fucking Austin Cap City Comedy Club Wednesday through fucking Sunday. I don't know what the fuck you're doing in that area. Get in your car, get some reefer, drive up to Austin, wear your sandals. If you're a woman, you have to shave your fucking armpits, put pachuga juice on your pussy. But make sure you go up to Cap City and watch my friend. He's got a show on Wednesday night, one on Thursday, 2 Friday, 2 Saturday. You're going to laugh your ass off. He's a sweetheart of a guy. You heard him here tonight. Would I fucking pitch you something wrong? You think I'm going to send some fucking dude out there?
Some fucking jamoke?
Yeah, some fucking jamoke. With 3 jokes. I'm sending you a fucking pro here. I don't give a fuck what you need to do. Houston, Dallas, Midland, fucking Odessa. Get in the fucking truck. Kill the chicken, drive up to fucking Austin, get stoned, eat some fucking barbecue, stand online, but most important, go see my little brother, Brennan.
And also you can get my website's bretternst.com, BRETERNST.com. You can subscribe to my podcast as well. It's called The Brett Ernst Show. I do like top 10 lists. I got to have you on, Joey.
This is what I'm talking about.
Top 10 of all time.
We shit together. It's over. The barbecues, the bullshit. How many cheeseburgers did you have? Looks like you have a good 4th of July.
I had a really good weekend.
What'd you do, Lisa?
You know what and it's kind of, okay. I have a story to tell you, and I'm not trying to make it seem. I'm not bragging. So I was coming home from 4th of July. It was a long fucking day, and it was hot because I went down in the south. We went to a park, and the thing we fucked up is apparently down there you have to get there at like 9 a.m. We got to the park at like 11:30.
You were done,
and we got a spot in the shade, but we didn't get a spot with a table. So they brought a bedspread from home, not even a blanket like a beach blanket. They brought a bedspread, so we had a place to sit. But when you sit on the ground for 4 hours, it takes it out of you. So we were coming up the 405, and I was just talking, and I noticed a guy pulled over, and I normally don't notice, but there was an old man with a walker on the side of the 405 at like 4 o'clock on the 4th of July. And Paul and I were headed to the gym, and I don't know anything about cars. I don't know one thing other than how to turn it on. But I was like, there's an old man with a fucking walker on the side of the 405, and people are just whizzing by him. And I was like, fuck. So I said we have to turn around. So we got on the 405 South and went and turned around. And I got to him. I was just gonna go call AAA. Sorry, because I don't know shit. And it's actually something I'm kind of embarrassed about because I don't know how to change oil. I don't know how to do shit. So I pull up, and this other car pulls up, and I look at her. It's a younger lady. She's like, "Are you here for him?" She's like, "No." And I'm like, "What? Okay." So I get to him. He has a blown out tire, and then she comes up. There's two people with blown out tires, and this old man has the tools. And I'm like, "Fuck!" He's trying to do it. He's like this old Southern guy. I'm like, "I'll help you," but I have no idea. So I start helping him with it, and then luckily, thank God, this like 30-year-old woman pulled over too. So she knew how to do it really. Whoa. So I learned how to change a tire. And it took fucking an hour because it was his front one. So we took the back one off and we put the spare on the back because he didn't want to put the donut on the front. And then we put the donut, and then we put his back one on the front. And then that woman who pulled over, the first one, she had the fucked up one too. So we had to change her tire with his tools. And it took about an hour. But I felt great. Like I was sunburned afterwards. I was thinking of you saying I was going to get sun. But I had no idea. Like I knew like the theory behind changing a tire, like just the spinning the nuts or whatever, but I had never done it. And I did 3 of them that day. And it was like I felt great about it, and I just felt so bad. Like who isn't gonna stop for an old man? He literally had a walker with the tennis balls on the side of the 5, and I'm like, no one's stopping for him.
You're a regular Johnny Volunteer.
I guess.
You're a bad motherfucker.
I mean, you know how to do it. You could stop. I mean,
I know how to do it. Will I stop? I don't fucking know. It depends how I'm feeling.
God, but yeah, I just.
This is America.
Yeah.
And you really want to believe that people really care.
Exactly.
But they fucking don't. And the ones that walk around with the badge on their chest that they care and they're good Samaritans, those are the biggest scumbags in the fucking world.
Yeah.
I'm happy that you pulled over and helped the fucking old guy. You know the mentality behind that someday your dad's going to be stuck.
That's what I thought of.
And somebody's going to help him. That's the mentality behind those things like that. But you're living somewhere that people give a fuck about their careers. People don't look you in the eye. Why would they fucking pull over to help an old man? Why? You're in the land of fakeness. You're in the land of every fucking cause, but the cause in front of them.
Yeah.
They're for every cause. Save the dolphin, save the shark. Save the shark tooth, save fucking everything, but the fucking the cause that's in front of them is the one nobody ever sees, and I'm guilty of that also. You know what I'm saying? I mean, we're all guilty of that. But kudos for you, cocksucker. Look at you playing Johnny fucking AAA.
I felt
people
bad
get killed changing fucking cars.
I know.
Because when they jack the fucking car up, they don't know how to jack it up, and it breaks, and the people fucking get killed by jacks.
Yeah. Oh fuck. Luckily he told me, he's like, there's a little lip, but do you know how to? Like
I've changed.
I've never known how to do that.
I'm no fucking car genius. I could change oil if I had to. I don't know if I'll even find the nut underneath and put the bucket and you loosen it.
Yeah.
And I could change the oil filter if I had to. I could change the air filter if I had to. I don't know about that shit no more. Those days are long fucking gone. You understand?
Yeah.
Uncle Joey's road fucking days. I used to have this car, and I had every tool imaginable and to fix that car.
Yeah.
Like I had a fucked up radiator, but if you put one of those things in the radiator, it fixed it for 6 months.
Okay.
Like you Puerto Rican the fucking car up, you duct tape it, But that's pretty interesting that you pulled over. And then yesterday you went to the movies?
Yeah, yes. I had Paula for the weekend, and you and I talked, and you were like, well, you could go to this bar, and at the end of the day, like, because we're trying to eat healthy, you can't get anything healthy, and I never buy pay-per-views, but I was like, well, I'm going to spend $60 at a bar. We'll go out to dinner, and we'll do it here. So we did that. And yesterday, we went with her mom and her cousin to see that horror movie. It was nice. I've been listening to what you're saying about family's important on the weekends, and I've never been close with a girlfriend's family before, and like the mom and I are getting pretty cool. The mom was making fun of me for being scared at the movie, and it's because the mom, it's a joke because her mom keeps saying like, when you leave me, I'm gonna die. But recently she said, "Oh, now that you have leave, I can die happy." And it's just how dramatic like mothers get like when they get a little bit older. But I don't know. It's been cool.
You know, you're involved in a relationship, and you're a part of their family. It's so weird when you get involved with somebody's family. Like, I'm good friends with Terry's family. I like them. I enjoy them. You know. I can't be around them all the fucking time, you know. I don't think I'll go to the movies with those crazy motherfuckers, you know, but I enjoy them. I don't understand how people are married and they don't like the other person's families, or, you know, that just causes fucking, you know,
drama from the beginning.
And, you know, at the end, man, you want to be on those weekends around with the people you love. You know, you feel more at home with your family. Whenever I stay at home, sometimes lately I don't know how to handle life, because there's a lot of sit down time with Mercy. There's a lot of, well, I'm going to watch it for an hour, and I draw with her, and I'm on the floor, and I'm watching videos with her, and I'm thinking to myself, I should be writing my book, I should be writing jokes, but I think to myself, no, I'm 51 years old, I got a second shot at this, I should be spending time with her. This is what I feed. This family time is how I feed my joke writing. And
your book's gonna get done, and everything else will get done.
Yeah, if you don't live your life, you got nothing to write about.
Right.
You have nothing to write about if you don't live your fucking life. Let me ask you something. Do you know exactly what's going on with the Opie and Anthony thing? Do you know exactly to the degree of things?
From what I read, he's saying he got punched in like Times Square area taking a picture, and then he since deleted the tweets. So unless a reporter saved him, I can't see them. From what I read from some of them, he was saying she was like an animal, which is fine. If I got punched in the face, I'd be pissed off too. To me, it seems like he got in trouble when he started saying something like, she's black and I'm white, it's hard being a white man, and just going off a little bit about that. I didn't fully read it, but it seems like he went off on race, and XM got scared. But after how many decades of them being on the radio, I'm surprised they still got scared.
You know, it's amazing what's going on now, and I'm amazed by the two things from this, that you have to be very careful with your choice of words now.
What did you happen to Adam Richmond too? The Food Network guy. Yeah,
he said something on Twitter or something.
On Instagram, he said something. This one is even more stupid. He said he was working out and he used the hashtag Thinspiration, like to inspire people to get thin. Apparently, people are using that online to be pro anorexia, and this blogger got pissed off at him, and then he just responded like anyone would, and then Travel Channel, they didn't cancel the show. I think they just pushed it back a little bit, but
it's really amazing how sensitive we are as a fucking society, you know? And how we're run by corporations, and they have a thin line of a thin margin, and fucking when they don't like something, you're fucking oust, you know.
Yeah.
But the other thing about this whole thing that taught me is where the fuck people's heads are, and how much we've become suckers. Like, we're becoming a fucking society of suckers. All weekend long, I kept getting these fucking stupid tweets about, show your support. Show your support. Let me tell you something. I love Anthony, and I think Anthony's a funny fucking guy. I think it's a great show, and they do a good job, and they'd be in New York for a long time. But there's nothing I could... You fucking guys are impressed if somebody writes something like that. That's what you're impressed. You know, like, oh yeah, I'm supporting Anthony. You want to fucking support somebody? Go in front of Sirius. Go in front of Sirius. The people that work with Anthony should say, you know what? We're not going fucking back till you put him on. You know, nothing happens till you fucking till it comes down to dough, and that's when people back the fuck up. What happened to Operation?
What's that?
What happened to the operation where we were going to stop corporations and people were going to live outside? What happened to Operation? What happened? What happened?
Wall Street, yeah.
What happened? You wouldn't put away your fucking phones, so the commitment was off. You know, you people want to work on 30% commitment because somebody tweets, I'm supporting him. I love the fucking guy. But do I have to write everything down to show my support and solidarity? What the fuck is wrong with you people? Let me tell you something. A couple fucking years ago, a man by the name of Joe Rogan, who's got a lot of motherfucking faults, but he's a great guy and he's very fucking generous with his time. used to go down to that Comedy Store every fucking week on a Friday and Saturday and do spots for free. Not only that, he bought him a fucking sound system. He bought him a fucking sound system, okay? $10,000, $12,000, $13,000. When was the last time any of you bought a sound system for anybody? And one day he got thrown out of there because somebody allegedly was a joke thief and he put a video. I don't fucking know, and who gives a fuck? The moral of the story is that Friday, everybody was supposed to go down there and march for him, and I'll tell you what happened to the fucking march? You know what? The people who were supposed to leave Gersh, 2 of them left. Louis C.K. and Dave Attell. Everybody else fucking stayed. Oh, because the agent had this. Where was the solidarity then? You see, solidarity ends when it comes down to paper. When it comes down to you losing paper out of your fucking pocket, that's when you shut the fuck up. Because where's your solidarity? Where's your fucking commitment? See, me, I'm the different type of guy. I don't give a fuck about money. I was looking for a job when I found this one. And one way or another, I'll make a fucking dollar. I don't need you motherfuckers or this shit to make a fucking dollar. So if I stand for somebody, I go in for 100%. Till this day, I won't step foot in a fucking Comedy Store. Joe Rogan's not my brother or my best fucking friend in the world. He loves me and I love him. But the action is louder than me on Twitter. I'll never go to the Comedy Store. I don't go to fucking Kill Tony's, and I love Tony Hinchcliffe and I love Red Band. They're my brothers. But you don't see me down there on Monday night. That's the commitment. You want Anthony to get his job back? Cancel your subscription. Don't tell me, well, what am I going to do about fucking Ozzy's Boneyard? What am I going to do about fucking Jim Norton? I have Sirius too. What the fuck do you want us to do? So stop with if you type something, that shows how much committed. Don't believe the hype. We're a society of fucking suckers. Your parents are raising fucking suckers to make us fucking gullible. We really are. We believe anything. I'm support. Well, look at him. He's so cool. Get it fucking together. You got to hear what these people say behind closed fucking doors. So just don't worry about fucking so much about saying something on Twitter, the whole thing. It's your fucking actions that count. If you're not going to commit to it 150%, shut your fucking mouth. When you go down to Sirius and go, you know what? I'm going to fucking put a bomb in my nutsack and I'm going to pull this fucking string if Anthony don't get his job back. If you're not going to do that, shut the fuck up, all right? With your little words. You people are the same people that got impressed with Chael Sonnen. Where is he today? Where is he today? Remember how mad you guys got? Jones is a pussy. He won't fight him on 3-week notice. Remember how they all went? Where the fuck is he now? He's not around no more, but Jones still is around. Shut the fuck up. Unless you're for you people get impressed by the littlest fucking things. Oh my God, well, he wrote on Twitter. Oh, well, the fuck out of here. Get it together. Get it fucking together, you fucking suckers. Stop being a sucker all your fucking life.
Plus, this is probably the best thing that's ever happened to him. He gets to have his podcast now, and
people are just so fucking was so into the words. Oh well, he said that. Oh my God, he's such a good guy. Let me see him go down there and put up the fucking Gitas, because at the end of the line, this is it. Gitas. How much you putting up? What are you doing? Oh, nothing. I can't quit my job. I have benefits. Then shut the fuck up, bitch. Then shut the fuck up. What happened to Operation? We're going to take down the corporations. Where's the stinky bastards in the tent? They found out I need to use an iPhone to take pictures of the stars. Oh my God, if I see Uranus, get the fuck out of here, you fucking jack-offs. You're all the same. You're simple. Cut it out. Who gives a fuck? At the end of the fucking day, Anthony will get a job, and all you motherfuckers that we love Anthony. What the fuck? What'd you do? I want to be around. Will you bring it up a little bit, cocksucker? It's Friday, July 7th. Get it together. Stop being a fucking sucker all your life and believe in everything you fucking read on Twitter. Fucking jack-offs. Oh, shit. Wash that muffler. Today's the day. It's your lucky day. Get a lottery ticket. Do something, cocksucker.
Do you see Uriah Hall's speech after he won? That was pretty great.
Who?
Uriah Hall, the guy who broke his toe. His speech when Joe Rogan came up to him about how if you're not following your dreams, you're just existing. It was pretty cool.
Listen to the music. Give a fuck about some fucking toe. Get it together. This is the fucking promise. What? Who stand to be true? That misery loves company. That's it. These motherfuckers want to see you down. Who gives a fuck?
How was your 4th?
My 4th was fucking great, man. I went to a block party in Studio City with the baby, and they had like this water thing. They had a band. They had free food, you know, hamburgers and hot dogs and cake pie eating contests. I seen Dave Grohl down there hanging out. It was very interesting. I had a great 4th of July. It was really nice to stay home for 2.5 weeks. I did the Ice House, but it's time to get the fuck out of Dodge and start writing some jokes and going back on the fucking road. It breaks up my week a little more, you know. I had a good week last week. I had a great time. Very interesting 4th. I spent it with them. You know, I watched. What'd you think of the fights?
The fights were great. The fights, Ronda Rousey is just unbelievable. I didn't watch BJ Penn. I wasn't home. I recorded
watched
it.
3 rounds and my heart was fucking broken.
Really? Is he lost?
Yeah, it's all over. If anybody needed testosterone last night, it was BJ Penn.
Oh, that's too bad.
You know, but it's crazy how I was watching the weigh-ins the other day, you know, and the fucking funny thing is when you watch the weigh-ins, everybody on that stage is on fucking drugs.
Really?
Even Ariane Celeste is doing something. Her face is changing, you know. Dana's head's this big. Joe Rogan's head's this big. Fertitta's head's this big. All you see is a fucking bunch of fucking huge heads from the fucking testosterone. The only guy that's not on test is the black guy, Bud, and fucking... maybe he's even on testosterone. The guy that runs out, Bruce Buffer, and jumps up and down.
Yeah.
Everybody's on fucking... Even the microphone was fucking on testosterone. You know, everybody's on... The scale's on testosterone. Even the guy from Nevada is on fucking testosterone. It's amazing. It's amazing. So they have like... You know, it's a rampant fucking epidemic now that every guy you see... And it's that fucking... And it's not... Listen, the thing... I don't even know. If you go online and look at the percentages of prescriptions they've given out in testosterone in 2013, 2012, it is unfucking believable. It is unbelievable because it's the save all medication for older guys now. It's the one now they're hooked on it. They know the verbiage, they know the whole fucking deal with it. And you know what? It fucked me up because I'm a fat dude. Like that fat dude shouldn't do it.
Oh, okay.
The little nerdy motherfuckers like that half a fag in the commercial. You know, you low on testosterone. Yeah, that motherfucker. He needed at birth.
Do you see Jose Canseco's doing a commercial now?
Whoa.
For an over the counter testosterone thing, and I'm like, that guy did so many steroids, and they're having him do it.
You know, that fucking guy, dog, did so many fucking things. That poor guy doesn't even know who the fuck he is no more. Oof. When you see him out, you could tell he's as confused as fuck.
Really?
I was fucking with him one time at a UFC thing. I was tormenting him one time. I had never met him before. I had never, ever, ever met Jose Canseco before. And he happened to sit next to me with his daughter and his wife at a UFC. And I started talking to him in Spanish and saying, you know, remember me? Because I had friends that used to go play basketball at his house about 15 years ago.
Okay.
So I would go to Miami to do comedy. And the guys would always say, if you want to go to Canseco's and play basketball, I'm not going to fucking Canseco's to play basketball. So I saw him at this UFC, and I started busting his balls. Like, hey, how you doing? You remember me, Canseco? He's like, yeah, you look familiar. I go, you don't remember me from Miami, 95, playing basketball? And I started dropping names, you know, Nick and Johnny Bananas and all. He's like, yeah, how you doing, man? A long time. And I started talking to him in Cuban, just fucking with him. And that poor guy had no fucking idea. I was just fucking with him where you're like, you know, remember that time we went to the fucking thing? And I started doing like cocaine things. Like, remember that time we fucked up with your brother? He's like, yeah. Oh my God, that was such a long time ago. What are you talking about, you fucking retard?
That's hysterical.
The poor guy. And then Frank Mir came over, who's also Cuban.
Okay.
And Frank Mir looked at the aisle. And he's like, what's going on? I remember saying a remark about Canseco. And then people started goofing on him. Like, people started throwing shit at him, and they moved him. They moved him from our area. I think I was with me, Ari, and Duncan. It was a big UFC, like one of those big summer ones.
Yeah.
And he came in, and we just started torturing him. It's like fucking Steven Seagal. Why he don't go to those UFCs? People start yelling at him, calling him who shot Bobby Lupo, and all this shit. Master, you know, all this shit. And he just... But these guys walk into it. And I'm not going to go in public if I'm one of those fucking momos. I'm going to watch that shit at my fucking house. I don't want people throwing popcorn at me. I didn't know Canseco was that poor guy. What he's doing now. Wasn't he in tax trouble, too?
Probably.
He had tax problems. So
I mean, he's always doing those celebrity fighting things.
Remember he had the reality show and he couldn't get into his house. They put a fence around his fucking house or something like that. You didn't
I
see
never saw that one.
Show?
No.
Yeah, they did a reality show about him for like 6 episodes.
Oh, that's funny.
That's a sad fucking story, man. That guy, I went to see him. I paid money to see Canseco. When I got married, my first time in '89, my honeymoon was in San Francisco.
Okay.
To go see the Oakland A's against the fucking Yankees. I love baseball, so I went and watched the game, and it's amazing. I knew they were doing something. It doesn't take a fucking... When you see somebody that big right away, I grew up in a time where steroids were fucking big in New Jersey. And everybody was fucking doing them for whatever reasons. I just didn't like needles growing the fuck up. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, thank God.
I popped a couple of those Anivars that they gave me one time, but I just... Even with the testosterone, when I was doing it last year, I felt weird. I felt weird. Like I was always doing something I shouldn't have been doing. Do you know what I'm saying?
Like you physically felt weird, or you like mentally?
Mentally felt weird. Like I'm the type of guy snorted coke for fucking 90,000 fucking years. But if I go to a doctor and he actually pulled my pants down and put a needle in my ass, I felt kind of weird, like I was doing something wrong, And I felt that way even when I was young. And everybody was doing steroids, and I would get like a prescription of Anavar, and I would take like 3 of them and lift weights, and then go, I don't want to be fucking yoked up. People are gonna know I'm doing them.
Right.
Why do something that people are gonna know? I don't know. I just didn't see the...
Well, say what you want about weed, but let's just say, for sake of argument, there was something you could take that would make you funnier. When you do it, I mean, it's like... I can see why.
If it was like, if I wasn't allowed to take it to do comedy, man, listen, I was a complete piece of shit when I was introduced to comedy. Like I shouldn't say it that way. I was introduced to comedy at a young age, but in my mind, morally, at the time when I got into comedy, I would do anything. I would put a gun to your head. I would break into your fucking window. And granted, I was robbing drug dealers and shit like that. I wasn't robbing old people on the 405 when they got a flat. I'm not that fucking much of a low life. So when I got into comedy, I looked at it as my last chance.
Okay.
I really did. And when I got into comedy, when I thought about getting on stage and I took that course and people were like, you're kind of funny. You should stick with this. And all of a sudden, life presented itself. I got the biggest opportunity in life. I got a divorce. I had to start all over again. I had no money. So I had nothing to lose. When you have nothing to lose, you have nothing to lose. But one thing I told myself, if I get into comedy, I'm not involving my life into comedy.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? Like, that actor that, there's an actor that plays a lot of, like, bad guys. He was in Usual Suspects. He was also in Pulp Fiction. At the end, he's the guy that's gonna fuck Ving Rhames.
Oh, yeah.
The blue-eyed actor. Like, that's a guy that does drugs, and he always gets arrested. And sometimes they'll book him in a movie, and he won't make it to the movie because he's doing time.
Okay.
I was supposed to do a movie with him, and the last minute, they're like, no, he's doing 90 days for probation violation.
Jesus.
He can't get out of the halfway house. And he's a great guy. I met him at the Comedy Store a couple, 10, 15 years ago. I'm not judging him on that. I'm just saying that I didn't want to be that guy. I didn't want to be the guy that does time and then does comedy 6 months of the year, and I didn't want to be that guy. So when I decided to get into comedy, I made myself a personal fucking promise that I wasn't going to involve my life into comedy. Like whatever I had done before comedy, I wasn't going to do it in comedy.
Okay.
So if I go to a comedy club and I saw a purse with $1,000 in it, I wasn't allowed to touch it no matter how hungry I was.
Okay.
Because I didn't want my character to ruin my destiny. That was the first time I practiced that without even knowing it. I never had known what that was. I didn't learn that saying till maybe 5 years ago. But that's the first time I didn't let my character ruin my destiny. I said, I'm not going to fucking let my comedy get in the middle of this. And then I fucked up a little bit. In 97 on the road, I got arrested for shoplifting a tent in Boise, Idaho.
You were going to return it, right?
Yeah, I was going to do the return, and I got arrested, and that's the first time I disrespected comedy. The first time before that I disrespected comedy, just to get it off the fucking radar before somebody asked, was I got into comedy June 18th of 1981 was the first time I touched the stage.
Okay.
But May Memorial, what is it, St. Patty's Day?
Okay.
Of 92 was the first and last time I did blow before I got on stage, and it was the last time I did it before I got on stage.
You don't like it?
No, just so people know. I don't even mess with... I would not do blow before I got on stage.
Okay.
If I had to get on stage at 10 o'clock, I would not do a line of coke. Trust me, it would be hard. But that was the discipline for me at the time, even though I was a junkie.
Okay.
I think in the fucking 23 years that I've done comedy, I did a line 3 times before I went on stage. Like, just because, like, in Miami, after I do 2 shows, on those 3 shows Saturdays, I'd do a bump. And I would just go on stage the 3rd show, and it was just, people were impressed that I was that high on stage. Like, I would get fucked up. I would drink a bunch of drinks, and people would send me shots. And that's what the midnight show was about. The midnight show wasn't about the art. It was about fucking going up there and being fucked up. Is somebody calling?
No,
I'll
keep an eye
it's so weird how I never disrespected my art. I never really tried to disrespect my art.
Okay.
You understand me? So I thought, between you and I, if something could make me funny, if you listen to any of my conversations, you know, I was talking to Rizzo the other night, about a week ago, and we were talking about when you first see the holes in your game. You don't really see a lot of holes in your game in comedy till you move to Los Angeles. You know, when you're on the road and you're in Seattle, you're running with your peers. So you're doing comedy and you're not really seeing your holes. You don't see your holes and you don't feel your holes till you get squashed in between Nick DiPaolo and Doug Stanhope.
Right.
Or Nick DiPaolo and Jim Gaffigan, or any of those great comedians who are very good at what they do as a craft, very set up punchline. When you're an unorthodox comic and you're going in between them, you see the holes in your game. So it makes you work harder. You know, I'm from the Matt Brown Institute of being funny. I'm from the Chris Weidman Institute of being funny. It's about hard work. I don't want to hang out at the Improv and hang out with people and market myself. And what do they call it?
Networking.
Networking. You haven't networked. You network on stage.
Right.
That's the best network there is. You don't network with a drink in your hand and a joint in the other. That's where you end up fucking dead. And you get this from me, who was a fucking junkie. I don't believe in that shit. You don't put a joint to your lips. You don't drink a beer till you got off stage. There ain't no party till you get off stage. When people called me on a weekend and said, "Hi, we're getting married May 13th. Good for you. Good for you. I got a comedy show."
Yeah.
But what do you mean? You're not going to come in San Diego? It's going to be fun. Everybody's going to be there. I'll be there after I do a show. Mm-hmm. So the first thing I'm doing on May 13th is I'm booking a show. If nothing else happens, I'll come to your stupid fucking wedding. Do you understand me? That was my philosophy.
Yeah.
Everybody wants to fucking go to heaven, but nobody wants to die. That's how you do things. You want to become a better fucking fucker, you fuck things. You want to become a better student, you study.
Yeah.
When it came down to comedy, I did not fuck around. I sit down 1 hour every day and go over my notes. Every day at some part of the day, I go over my notes. I've been doing this for 20-something years. I don't need to do this.
Yeah.
But I need to stay current. I love when a person comes up to me after a show and says, "Joey, I saw you 6 months ago. You did 20 minutes of new fucking material." That means more to me than fucking anything. It's not grade A, 10 o'clock, the shit you put on a CD, but it's getting there. Mm-hmm. But at least something happened in my life.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah, and it's crazy what you said earlier is you don't see holes in your game until you move to LA. I felt that way when I was going from high school to college to do video stuff. In high school, I won all the awards, and I was the big guy for video. And then I went to college, and the same thing happened from college to here. Like everyone's always the best in their small town, but then when you go where everyone's doing it, you're like, fuck, they're better than I am.
You need to keep fucking improving. Keep improving. You know what? All right, so 2 weeks ago I didn't write comedy all week, but I wrote the book. Mm-hmm. I wrote in the book. You know, I'm trying to get a story ready for Ari's show September 9th, where we're taping at the Cheetah. I'm writing that. You know, people think I go up there and wing it sometimes. I love for you to think that, and I thank you. And I appreciate the fucking, I'm thinking in my mind, but at the same time, I go in there prepared. Let's get this. Good morning, my friend.
Good morning, Joe. How you doing, buddy?
How are you, my friend? What's happening?
Not much, man. It's another beautiful day. The sun rose. I woke up. So, hey, it's a great day so far, man.
You scratched your balls, you sniffed your fingers, and you said, fucking the Lord lives, cocksuckers. Somebody's sucking my dick today without a condom. I'm showing up with a bag of popcorn and a big dick, and I got nothing but time. You follow me?
That's it. Every day's a show, man. Every day's a show.
Brent, I'm so happy you called today because, first off, you're a fucking gentleman. You're a young man, and you're a fucking gentleman. You work over here at this little vitamin store. What's the name of it?
It's NutriShop.
NutriShop. They have one in Hollywood, and they have one in the Valley. And even though we're sponsored by Onnit, I get a lot of protein powder from them. I get sick of using the same protein powder, so I like to switch it up. So I went in to see Brent one day, and he blew my mind with his fucking knowledge. Brent was the first guy that told me I had to eat something when I woke up in the morning. Brett was the first guy that told me about muscle. You know, you have to put muscle on to burn more fat. And it's so funny, Brett, that to you, when you were telling me, you know, you thought you were just talking to, a consumer that was educated. I knew nothing about this. And when I left you, every time I leave you, I think about the people that by not going and talking to a guy like you are really missing the fucking boat. Because
absolutely,
you really know, a lot of people don't get into shape and don't try to get healthy because they're scared. They don't know where to start. Lee, am I lying to you?
No.
You don't know where to fucking start. It's like a drug. It's like one night you getting on your hands and knees and going, God, I'm sick and tired of doing coke. I'm sick and tired of getting fucked in the ass. This has to fucking stop, How do I stop doing coke and getting fucked in the ass? What do I do? Well, you go to an AA meeting, you put fucking cotton balls in your ass.
You know the concept pretty well. Have you been there?
No, but it's, I'm just trying to fuck around with you. Brett, people are scared. And how does a person in today's society that's 60 pounds overweight and never gotten to a gym, when he walks into you, what do you tell him?
Well, you have to start with the basics, man. I mean, you always have to start somewhere in life with anything, But when it comes to, your health, your fitness, it's a whole consistency thing. It's not something where you can gain your success in one night. You always start with the basics. You have to start with nutrition. Of course, that's where it starts with. I always think it's 80% nutrition and 20% working out. Say if you work out 5 days a week for 1 hour a day, you still have 23 hours left of the day to making sure you're putting the right stuff in your body. So the true result factor really comes outside the gym. And that's all based on nutrition, man. So I'll always write out like a whole meal sheet. And it's a huge factor because, you have height factor, you have weight factors, you have activity factors. Some people work, like myself, I'll work a desk job all day. I'm just pretty much stationary. I'm not really, running around. I'm not really burning a lot of calories. So maybe for someone who's not as active, I'm not going to be having them. I'm going to have a whole different type of meal sheet that I would be writing out for them. But now if someone is, say, like a UPS driver who's hustling around all day, totally maximizing their calorie burning, depending if they're trying to lose weight or put on muscle, there's a lot of different factors of a person's regimen, and that's what that's why I always ask the questions, and I try to break it down. I try to make it seem overwhelming for them because there's a lot, to know about nutrition and also about supplements. But the beauty about the supplements is, today in this era, man, we're so busy with, family, with work, with hustling. It's a full-time job to stay on top of your nutrition. So, a supplement can make it very convenient, very easy. You can preload shaker cups with protein shakes to use as meal substitutes. You can use multivitamins if you're not getting all your full servings of fruits and vegetables, and so forth. But at least at the NutriShop, that's what I love is people coming in. But anybody walking into that door, they're already making that decision, like, all right, I'm going to change my life, So they've already made that decision, so they've already taken that first step, And the rest of it from that point is just the consistency and to stay motivated. And that's what I always try to do, too, just motivate people, whether it be uplifting their spirits, I always keep in touch with my customers, via email, or I always give them my personal number. So if they're out and about and they have questions, they can always contact me. I try to make it as easy as possible, because a lot of people lose that motivation, that drive to make them feel good, because it could be discouraging, when you don't see those results right away. So you always just got to stay motivated and stay connected with the people and things that make you feel motivated too.
Let me ask you this. I have a big question for you here. Why is it so important and remember that day I was in there and the owner of the store was there and we were having a conversation. The thing he stressed was eating something immediately when you woke up.
Right. Well, hey, that's why they call it breakfast, because you break the fasting of sleeping. When you wake up, you got to get your muscles, first off, out of that ketosis state, that catabolic state, because, say if you slept from, 6 to 8 hours, which most of us only sleep really only like 5 to 6 hours, you're pretty much fasting, So when we wake up, right when you put your feet on the floor, your metabolism, it's revving up. So right away, your body's looking for energy to burn. If you're not getting food into your body, you're not nourishing the muscle. So therefore, now your metabolism is attacking that muscle and storing more fat. So you got to get those muscles on lockdown. So right when you wake up, you need a good source of protein, and even some light carbs too, because our bodies burn carbohydrates for energy expenditure throughout the day. But most importantly, you need the protein to help protect the muscle. Think of it as like, I'm trying to think of an analogy here. Think of it if I put like a piece of filet mignon and a piece of fat in front of you. Joe, which one are you going to go for, man?
The filet mignon.
That's it, baby. That's it. It's the same way it is with our bodies. We have muscle and we have fat in our body, and our metabolism, it doesn't want the fat, because fat protects your organs, and there's no good quality energy in fat. That metabolism is going to go after that filet mignon, that muscle. So you got to get that muscle on lockdown with amino acids, with protein. Once you get that muscle on lockdown, now you're going to be forcing your metabolism just to tack into that body fat. And that's why it's important to eat first thing in the morning.
Now, for somebody who's trying to lose weight, you go to a gym, you do the Stairmaster, or the epileptic, or whatever the fuck you do. You run, you jog, you swim. Why do I see people with cups and they drink something before they work out, and then they drink something immediately before their workout? If I'm trying to lose weight, do those protein shakes affect me? Would they affect, like the ones that I take with you, when I switch off from on it, like I'll do the Hemp Force, and then I'll do the protein shake you give me, the Synthesis. It's 2 scoops, it's 300 calories, So if you're on Weight Watchers, it's basically 5 points, so it's not that bad. It's 0 carbs. Do I drink one of those before I go to the gym?
Well, for someone who's, say if you're, you're 30 or 40, or maybe even 50 pounds overweight, and you're really just trying to lose body weight, you're not so much focused on muscle, but if you're really trying to lose the weight, some protein shakes can make some people feel a little bloated, can make them feel a little heavy. Some people will go into the gym doing fasted cardio, which is pretty much just going into the gym on an empty gut. But the thing is you never want to work out on a totally empty system. So that's why a lot of people, like that colored drink that you'll see people sipping on, will usually be like BCAAs, which are branched chain amino acids. Those also have like electrolytes, antioxidants in them. So at least this way, the amino acids, which are pretty much building blocks of muscle, that'll help safeguard their muscle. So when they go in and do fasted cardio, they're just dropping body weight. They're not also experiencing muscle loss with it. Because we all want to lose weight, but we don't want to lose our muscle weight, either. And going into the gym on an empty stomach first thing right in the morning, a lot of people don't have that umph. They don't have the energy, So a lot of people use those pre-workout supplements. It's stimulant-based, Some are more like ginseng, B12 for like mood enhancement, natural energy for those that may be sensitive to caffeine. But at least that'll give you some energy, some drive just to kind of get through your workout a little bit more effectively,
Now, what about the after shake? How come that's so important?
Well, whether you're doing, weights, whether you're doing cardio, you're wearing and tearing on your body. I mean, when you're in the gym, you're not growing. You're actually breaking down your body, your muscles. Even with cardio, you're working your lower extremities, your legs, which are your biggest muscle group in your body. So, the protein is, think of it as like a Band-Aid, to put on your muscles after a hard workout. Helps your body bounce back a lot faster. Even with cardio, you can still be feeling that soreness, that achiness factor, which can carry through your day. It can be a pain in the butt too. Something I could really recommend is glutamine. Glutamine takes precedence over all the amino acids that are out there, and that's something that you can actually use with your protein post-workout, which is after, and that'll help eliminate that soreness by like 80-85%. It's huge, because the last thing you want to do is to be feeling all sore and achy, and then go into the gym the next day and break down your muscle all over again. That's the last thing you want. You're just going to be spinning your wheels. So it's all about how you're bouncing back from your workouts. And after that workout, you have that little anabolic window. So, the sooner the better. Think of it as like if you cut yourself. We start bleeding out. The world stops. We put a Band-Aid on it immediately. It's the same kind of concept. You break down the body. You want to make sure you're nourishing it with, protein and amino acids. It's an immediate Band-Aid post-workout.
My buddy, the Flying Jew, a.k.a. Syatt, he's staring at me, all stoned and shit.
Oh, yeah.
He just started a little exercise program, and I know that he's having a great time. I could see it in his face that he's, Lee likes to stay inside and lay in the bed and get his balls licked like the rest of America. And he's having a good time. Do you have any questions?
I have a bunch of questions.
Hit him.
So, and I'm not attacked. I had a fucked up weekend with it, so I have like a bunch of questions written down. So everything you just said is great, but let's say we went next door and there was an identical store and there's an identical you. He might say something completely different, like the exact opposite of what you said. I went online and I just put in best diet, and I got the U.S. News 2014 top diets. There were 31 top diets with 8 diet groups, and they reviewed 42 diets.
Right.
If you go to a doctor with a broken arm, for the most part, they're going to do the same thing. Why are there so many different varying? And when I first started this, I put this on Twitter, and one person would say high protein. One person would say low protein, no carbs. One person would say a lot of carbs, a lot of protein. Why isn't there lose weight, do this? Why is it so many different opinions on it?
All right, well, you're totally right, man. Totally right. It's we live in such a big market, not only with supplements, but also with knowledge and certain levels of education. I mean, in the last 5 years, it's crazy. So I've been in the market for about 8 years, and it's just in the last 5 years, it's just been crazy how it's just blowing up with supplements and the saturation of marketing. So you kind of have to, do your own due diligence, really. And I tell everybody it's a big experiment. But you go back to the basics. Remember us growing up in school, we'd always have that little food pyramid. The carbs, the protein, the good fats, and that's it. That was like the foundation of life.
Yeah.
So I always try to go back to the basics, go back to the roots.
But didn't they just change the food pyramid? In the last couple of years, didn't they just change the food pyramid? Even that, there's people fucking around with.
Of course. Well, nowadays with, supply and demand, the way our food is, our fruits, our vegetables aren't even as, clean as it used to be. With all the pesticides, in our foods and the hormones that they put in our meats. I'm sure the food pyramid has changed over the last decade with the serving amount. I remember when it used to be 3 to 5 servings of fruits and vegetables. Now I remember it going up to 5 to 7, and now it's up to 9 to 14. So, it's unfortunate that way. And that's the beauty about some supplements too, is even if you can't get it from whole foods, at least some freeze-dried, condensed down into powdered fruit and green supplements are actually a lot, I would say, cleaner than you're actually getting fruit and vegetables in a produce store.
Oh, wow. Okay. So here's the one that I almost burned down at Trader Joe's this weekend. So
Oh, no.
I swear to God. So I went out with my girlfriend to dinner, and we're going to go home and watch the fights. And I wanted to get some snacks. I went into Trader Joe's, which you would think is going to be healthy. And we walked around, and a regular size bag of trail mix, which is nuts, which is what they tell you to eat. You look at you look at the calories, and I know that some people say, "Oh, calories aren't all of it," but I just started, so I'm focusing on calories right now. But when I looked, a regular size bag, it wasn't even like a family size bag, had 17 servings in the bag. Like, so it's like how is that even? And this isn't really for you, but like, how is that legal? How if a serving size should be a bag, a half a bag, a regular size bag. I went yesterday to the grocery store, and a bag of gummy bears had 6 servings in it, and it's a bag that people are gonna eat in 2 minutes. Like, how is that even? Like, is that it? Like, how do you when you're trying to lose weight? Like, how do you tell people? Because calories are a big thing. That's the first thing you think about to have less of. And when they fuck you with the serving sizes, it seems like they're trying to like stop you before you even get started.
But not to interrupt Lee or Brent. Let me tell you something, guys. You know why? There's more fucking diets than ever.
Why?
So we give ourselves more excuses.
Yeah.
Okay? We all know the diet you need. You need to push yourself away from the table.
Yeah.
You can't eat ice cream, no matter what the serving size is.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? We know. As Americans, you fucking know. Okay? When you wake up in the morning, you can't eat 3 eggs, 6 loaves of fucking bread, and 6 cans of Coke. You could eat an egg, a little fucking apple, and some fruit, and mix it up a little bit. We all know the answer, Brett. But the reason why there's 52 fucking diets is so we have 52 fucking excuses to fail. It's amazing. It's fucking amazing. We also had Mike Dolce on, who trains fighters. He's got a couple of very successful books, and they're very interesting diets if you like that type of food. But 9 out of fucking 10 savages that weigh 800 pounds don't eat chia seeds. And they're never going to fucking like fucking chia seeds, okay? Okay? They got to be 800 pounds because they don't fucking like broccoli with fucking cauliflower on it. So you have to find a substitute, Brett, as Americans. And we're stuck, and there's an answer. You know what? I started this whole thing when I was 418 pounds, Brett. I let myself go with the sleep apnea and the drugs over the years and the binge eating. And one day I went to a Y, and I didn't even have 3 minutes of cardio at 0.5 on a treadmill. I have no reason to lie to America or you, Brent. And I had to quit the cigarettes and quit the blow and walk around the fucking neighborhood and, embarrassed to not, I'd go in the pool. I would never wear a shirt on. That's even more embarrassing. Show those titties. If you're going to jump in the pool, show those titties, cocksucker. They got hair on them. Who gives a fuck? And I went to Weight Watchers, Brent. And as gay and as womany as it sounds, I dropped 118 fucking pounds. And all I did every day, Brett, I swear to God, was hit the bag at the YMCA. I started at 3 or 4 minutes and then get on the bicycle. I get on the bicycle now and I want to puke because after an hour you've burned 60 fucking calories. But you get on the elliptical and you burn 500 calories in that same hour.
Yeah.
So the bike doesn't work for a guy like me no more. But I found that through experimenting. For the last 6 months, I've put on weight every week between the kettlebells and the protein powder. And I spoke to a friend of mine. He goes, I just want you to do jiu-jitsu for 2 weeks. Drink your protein, watch your diet, don't eat your breads. I've lost 8 pounds. I've only been to jiu-jitsu 2 times a week, and I went to the elliptical and hit the punching bag. So I was overworking myself, Brett. I was working 5 days a week and gaining fucking weight. The kettlebells, I think whenever I touch anything with metal on it, I put weight on. It just makes me automatically fucking hungrier, I think. And every time,
of course.
Yeah, every time I touch a metal, in the back of my mind means, oh, I got permission to eat a steak.
Yeah.
Right. Well, think of it too, man. As when you start lifting anything with metal, it's got weight distribution to it. So weight will break down your muscle more aggressively than just doing regular cardio. You see, so and then we all have different genetic makeup and hereditary dispositions. So say for some people that lift weights, they can put on muscle very quickly versus someone else. So that could just be your genetic makeup. But when you start lifting weights, your muscles just respond to that. So. But yeah, like you said, it's an experiment you have to run through for yourself.
I've spoken to people for years. I had a friend in Syracuse that told me fruit is the worst thing you could eat. This guy looked me in the face and argued. I didn't get involved in the argument because I kept thinking to myself, I've never seen nobody 800 pounds eating an apple on television saying that he needs help.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? I can't stop eating oranges. I'm 800 fucking pounds. You know, it's so weird. You know what, man? I find myself losing weight when I interrupt my day with fruit. Last night, my wife she bought something. Oh, she buys those cheese puffs for the baby. I gotta tell you something. Those Captain Booty cheese puffs, they can replace a blowjob at night.
Got a good ring to it.
Yeah,
Oh my God!
Pirate's Booty. That's
Booty,
really good. Yeah.
They replace a blowjob. If you're horned up and you want somebody to lick your balls, do me a favor. Go to Ralph's and buy the Pirate's Booty cheese puffs. Sit there, put your favorite TV show on, eat a handful, and you won't need that.
Wait, is one bag 10 servings?
Something like a lot of it, but Pirate's Booty actually looked
not bad.
It's not bad.
My wife gets them for the baby because of that reason. It's like a handful is 80 calories, whatever it was. But I went for the Pirate's Booty and I go, I ate a banana first, and I ate half a fucking cantaloupe, and I only ate 3 Pirate's Booties instead. Do you understand me, dog? So you got to cut deals with yourself. It's about sacrifice also. I would love to eat that whole bag of Pirate's Booty.
Oh, God, yeah.
A couple weeks ago, I ate a pot cookie, and I went home. My wife woke up the next morning. She goes, "Where's the fucking cheese puffs?" I go, "I'm on my way to get another 2 bags. I destroyed them last night." She goes, "I can't believe you ate the baby's fucking cheese puffs." I go, "Don't tell me. Say something to the fucking pot cookie."
Oh, my God.
No, it's nutrition. Listen, for years I thought running up hills and shit, you could run up all the fucking hills you want. Everybody knows you're absolutely right. It's 80% nutrition. Until you start cutting the mayonnaise out and putting away that bag of chips, and that's when things start happening. But again, Brett, we live in a society that nobody wants to take responsibility for anything.
Right.
Nobody wants to really. What would you think with what your products that you have down there? I take a lot of your products, and I'm very happy with them. I love the Glutacore. If before I go to, I was taking it after my workouts and still being sore, and I want to go down there and curse you out, but it wasn't until I started drinking them at night and replacing them as a meal that I really started feeling the effects of the Glutacore.
Great.
Before I hit the crib, a little milkshake, I wake up feeling like fucking, Johnny Bananas.
Yeah, well, when you're sleeping, that's when your body's, most effectively when it's really repairing itself, rejuvenating, is during your sleep cycle. So that's a great time to use a protein glutamine supplement. But there's just like in the food industry, in the supplement industry is a huge market. So my products are great. I stand by my products, but it's just because over the years I've done a lot of due diligence and a lot of comparing to different products. And that's what you have to do with food and even with supplements, is just compare supplement facts. And everything will have a supplement fact on the back. If it doesn't, then I wouldn't buy it, But you always want to have that comparison of supplements, just to compare apples to apples. And you just want to try to find the most effective, the most cleanest product that could best suit your, the goals that you're shooting for.
Right. Well, we always have this conversation, and you're very good explaining it, but I want you to explain. Like I said to you when I spoke to you, I go, I want you to talk to me the way you speak to your customers, because you're a beautiful person, man. I've watched the way you handle different customers, and I'll tell you, there's most days that if I had your job, I know you want to get in the car at the end of the day and shoot up the 405 and jump off a cliff, but you've never given me that appearance. I've seen you early in the morning, and you've always been a gentleman, and I've seen you at 7:30 at night after a long day, and you've always taken your time to speak to people. And if somebody comes in to see you, we always talk about protein powders, and you broke it down for me last week about why your protein powder is a little better with the whey protein, and it's what was the word? Time released.
Right.
That you
it's more of a blend. It's such a huge market for proteins. That's the most popular thing. Whatever goal that you're trying to get. Again, it goes back to that basic, that that little food pyramid. You always want a good protein in your diet. But a lot of proteins out there. First off, they have a lot of fillers, just even like in food. A lot of these, it'll say like, the supplement facts, and then there'll be a little description of saying other ingredients. it's like a paragraph long of like all these fillers of, more salt, sodium, potassium iodines and all this other just gunk that shouldn't really be in, a protein. It should just be protein. It should be simple. A lot of proteins have gluten. A lot of them have sugars. A lot of them have a lot of even sodium. It'd be like 400 to 600 milligrams of sodium per serving, which is salt. So that could cause excess bloating. So it all just depends what you're really trying to do. But the protein that you're on, the Pro 5, I mean, that's still a phenomenal product. You just always want to look at the calorie, the fat, the saturated fats, the sodium, the sugars. And also the ingredient list, and making sure you're not taking in all this extra gunk, words that I can't even pronounce,
It's funny. I went to Bert Kreischer's for a party about a month ago. He has a friend that was trying to put together a company. He fell in love with a young girl, and sometimes when you meet a young girl, they talk you into bad fucking ideas. And he got talked into an idea to put money up for a protein ice cream bar. And when I first saw him like a year ago, he was very gung-ho and blah, 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 blah. And he was jumping up and down, and he was counting his money already. And when I just saw him recently, it was just him and I for a couple split second. I go, how you doing? How's the business? And he goes, I never, ever, ever was more baffled by the vitamin and supplement business. He goes, when you get a protein powder, it's amazing how much garbage there is in there. He goes, and I'm finding out that, the same thing goes with these ice cream bars, that when I go to make them, the people that do all this specialty stuff are like, you know what? You don't need all this shit. They'll pay for it even with this shit in it. It's amazing. And he was surprised how many scams there are and how many, but there's some companies like yours that really believe in it. Listen, man, people have to see results. It's always funny if you look on, what do I have? Google or one of those pages? What's the other one, Lee, that I have? Yahoo.
Okay.
If you look at Yahoo, they have all these results, like all these stories. Frankie Edgar knocks out B.J. Penn. Somebody uses the N-word for Obama. Today, if you scroll down, there'll be an ad by GNC, let's say, that's promoted by GNC. They just bought an ad, but you don't see it. And it said, something about read what everybody's talking about, this pill they have that gives you more oxygen and all this shit. And it's amazing how much media is involved in the marketing. When I was a kid, you had Joe Weider. You're a young man. Lee's a young man. When I was a young man, if you wanted to get in shape, you bought Muscle and Fitness, and you brought it home, and there was one company.
Yeah.
It was Joe Weider. His company also put the fucking magazine out. So it was like stealing. It's like, you know what I'm saying? I mean, if you think about all the fucking big companies, that's it. This is the same thing they do. It's a magazine that they hire readers, they're all in the same bed. But Joe Weider put together inositol and cloline. That was a fat burner 30 years ago. People were actually going. I remember going to dinner with guys in high school. At the time, I weighed 200 pounds, and they probably weighed 260, 270. They were huge, and they'd be eating calamari with hot sauce, dipping bread in the hot sauce. And after the dinner, they'd pop 3 Joe Weider fat burners. And I'd say, what did you just eat? And they go, fat burners. This calamari is going to disappear. And I would fucking howl. Even at 18, I wasn't a nutritionist. I was just some young, coked-up criminal. And I would sit there at the table and go, you actually believe that if you eat, so I go, what is the dosage? He goes, they say to pop 2 every 4 hours. So we pop 4 since we're a little more. So you actually believe, there are Americans that actually believe that there's fucking fat burners. Brent, there are Americans that believe that if they pop a pill before they eat, they go to fucking Burger King, they will lose weight.
Well, like you mentioned, man, it's that advertisement, man. It's just one of those other 52 ways to make us fail. It's part of that saturation of the marketing. Hey, take a pill, lose weight, the easy way out. That's what everybody wants. Of course, we're human. Of course, we want the easy way. You have to look past the saturation of the marketing and the advertisements because and even more so than nowadays. I mean, Joe, I mean, you tell us. I mean, back in your day, I mean, was it so saturated with marketing? Because I mean, even nowadays, man, it's crazy. Because even in the middle of the night, if I'm just kind of flipping through the channels, I mean, I've noticed commercials are long as heck. If I'm watching a little TV series or something, these commercials are longer than the TV series. And when I was a kid growing up, commercials were only on for maybe a minute, minute and a half, and now they're exceeding to like 4 minutes. And they're always hitting us with like, buy this, consume this, have this, you need this, more stuff, be happier, you know?
And they cock block fat people at night. You're sitting there, you got your feet up, you already know you're a fat fuck, nothing's gonna change. You got your fucking stool up, you're scratching your nuts, you got Chips Ahoy, you got a 64-ounce Coke, and all of a sudden they got some skinny guy doing fucking PX90 at 2:30 in the morning. Some black dude that fucks the white chicks at the gym. They're all laying there all fucked out. They got...
It's like these companies, they know this. They know that some Joe Smo was just sitting on his couch, chilling at 2 in the morning.
I'll buy that. $82. Remember 2 years ago, the shaker? Every fat dude bought the shaker. Listen, you've been drinking martinis for 20 years. You didn't lose a fucking ounce. Now you're going to shake up a fucking shaker that's going to make you fucking lose weight. People will do anything to avoid what the road is.
Did you see they brought back the little thing that you put around your stomach and it like shakes?
Yeah.
They brought that back. I saw a commercial for it.
Did you think about buying it? Tell me the truth.
You know what? I wish there was a pill. I would be the first one to take it, but no.
There ain't no fucking pills. There ain't nothing. You gotta walk. You gotta drink water. Something. You know, I didn't drink water for 20 years. I thought water was like fucking evil. Like if I went to your house and you offered me a glass of water, I'd never come back. Like you offered what? We don't have orange juice or Coke? What happened? What happened? The dollar store is out of fucking pineapple juice. Get your shit together. Brett, it's always a pleasure to go to the store and talk to you. Where you located? Tell these fucking Chinooks.
Well, the shop I work at is it's in North Hollywood. It's 4844 Lancashire Boulevard. It's like right there in the NoHo district.
You're next
that's
to
the one I work at.
You're next to the fucking the theater.
Oh,
there used to be a Russian weed store there. They're done. The fucking theater with the bald-headed guy with a bunch of people in there Friday nights, late night, fucking doing fucking projects. You're next to that fucking condom supermarket. I love them. They just...
Fantastic. And then we're also, go figure, we're right across the street from a KFC. So you have a little test. You can either, go across the street to be healthy, or you got the KFC right across the street.
And that's crazy because the word on the street is, I don't eat KFC, but the word on the street is that's the worst KFC in the history of fucking, like the one fat people get together and they're like, that's the worst KFC. You got to go to the one up on Laurel Canyon there. That's the good. That's Popeyes. That's where they go. Because somebody was telling me, no, fuck that KFC. That's a nasty one. That's a good neighborhood where we're at. They're trying to build up North Hollywood. I love it. I love living in this side of town. I love going on Lancashire, and I love stopping in by you. And like I said, if you guys are looking to change your life and you want to talk to somebody just about your little supplements, like you said, it's 80% fucking diet, and I'm guilty for it as much as anybody else. I go to eat with my wife and the baby. Next thing you know, I'm tasting their macaroni and cheese. Next thing you know, I'm stealing some, and now I'm fucked for the day.
Yeah.
There goes 8 Weight Watcher points. I'm fucking done. You know what I'm saying? But it all starts with nutrition. And Brent, I'm happy that you took the time to call in today. I know you sleep till about fucking 7:30. You're a young man. You're out late.
No, it's all good.
You're out late. You're out late, dressed up in white, slinging dick. I saw your Facebook picture.
Shit.
You went to fucking Vegas dressed in white like fucking Hector Lavoe in '76. Did you have white shoes on to boot?
Yeah, you gotta have it's gotta be all color coordinated.
You're a bad motherfucker. Let me tell you something, man. I was a fucked up kid, so I know when somebody's fucked up when they're young. You're a nice young man, man. You got a great life ahead of you. Thank you very much for taking the time, Mr. Tack, to call in. And Lee, any last questions? You gonna go see Brett?
Yeah, can I ask one more question?
No. Yeah, you can ask him all the fuck you want.
All right. So I know cooking for yourself is better, but I know there's a lot of guys like me who aren't really into cooking. So I've been looking for restaurants to go to. And there's that Skinny Kitchen. I found over the weekend there's a place called Chop Stop. that does salads. Are those places actually good? Like when you see like low calorie or at like Chili's when they have like a light menu, is that stuff like is that helping us at all, or is that just marketing and it's not doing shit?
You know what? This is just my opinion, man. I mean, I have a lot of customers that go to that Skinny Kitchen that love it. Now I've never personally been there, so I can't have any say in it. But I mean, I've seen their menu because a customer actually had a marketing guy bring in one of their little like catering menus. So I was kind of looking over and doing some own due diligence, and it looks pretty legit.
Okay.
And again, I've got a lot of great feedback from customers.
Yeah, it's delicious, but I'm just...
Right. Now, Now that I know the Skinny Kitchen's kind of like a little mom pop kind of shop, you know what I'm saying? But now, and I'm not out to diss anybody, but you know, to like a Chili's or say a Applebee's. I mean, these are more like corporate chains that do a lot of marketing. These are the chains that you would see on television, you know, and that's where they put a lot of their money is into the marketing. So, you know, I think this, you know, maybe lower calorie, lower carb type of thing may not be as truthful as maybe like a mom and pop. I would put a little bit more trust into a little mom pop shop, people who have a little integrity of just, you know, trying to, you know, run a successful business, you know what I'm saying? And, you know, versus like a corporate, you know, ran restaurant chain who's putting all their money into the marketing and the advertisement, you know what I'm saying?
Okay, yeah.
But bottom line, nothing beats not only price of just going out and buying your own food and then just cooking it there at home. Because any restaurant you really go to, they're going to put something in it that's going to entice you to make it, you know, taste good. They're going to want to get you addicted to it so you can come back and buy more.
Yeah.
You know, so it's always the cleanest alternative just to go buy your own food, cook it at home. That's the cleanest alternative, and you're also saving a lot of money by just buying your own food, you know.
They really jack up the price. I bought a whole bunch of 100-calorie treats yesterday. They really jack up the price for the healthy stuff. And it's like
absolutely.
And there was a commercial on get any drink any size at McDonald's for $1, and then my girlfriend and I stopped at 7-Eleven to get waters for the gym. It was $3 for 2 waters. It's like what the? Why am I paying $3 for waters and 99 cents for 10 gallons of soda?
Even the water business is starting to get suspect to me the last couple of years.
Yeah.
Like, well, where they getting all this clean water from? Where the fuck are they getting all this spotless fucking water from? All of a sudden, there's a fucking lake, and everybody's jumping up and down, and the dolphins are clean. You know, you go to fucking... I went to Malibu yesterday. When you jump out of the ocean, there's a hazmat guy there now. My wife got tar on her foot last week. It's still on there. You understand me? That's the fucking... That's down in Malibu. I swear to God, I smelled like... I had 1,000 odors on me yesterday. Oil, bodies, New Orleans, Japanese radiation, sushi, pussy. I smelled like a fucking clam. I hugged the kid when we got home. We all went in the fucking shower like a family. Unfucking believable. Where are they getting all this clean mountain fucking water from? I want to see this fucking mountain.
You bottled at the source?
Yeah, I want to see this fucking mountain that we're paying $1 for. By the way, that fucking water you guys sell is very fucking good. And again, I don't believe nothing. I don't believe periodicals or testimonials or nothing. You know, in the old days, people would show up with a bag of Coke with a purple thing. Oh, it turned purple. It must be good Coke. Give me a yak of that motherfucker. If my eyeball ain't spinning, it ain't fucking good, all right? So I took the water in jiu-jitsu last Tuesday. I was doing backflips. I was doing omoplatas. You should have seen me. I was Johnny on the spot. I had oxygen. I didn't drink the water on Wednesday. I took a fucking a heart, you know, the little Wonder, the little $1 a day that you take for your heart. I went in there just to thin the blood out. It wasn't the same. That water is pretty good. That P3 water, that fucking thing Marky Wahlberg put together with, I don't know who his partner is. Again, where he find this fucking water? Everybody's finding this fucking water and geysers. I see nothing. I see puddles with fucking bird shit in it. I love you, Brent. Go see this guy over at Nutra. What is it again, my brother?
Yeah, Nutra Shop.
Nutra Shop. Go see him. He's knowledgeable, and most important, he's a gentleman. You know, like I tell people all the time, Brett, everybody's got protein powders. Everybody's got water. Everybody's got cups. It's the customer service, and when it comes to that, you're the top, man. Thank you very much for being you and for being a great young Christian young man. I love you, cocksucker.
I like how you use Christian and cocksucker in the same sentence.
What are you
That's
gonna
awesome.
do? We're all sinners and cocksuckers. Listen, some chick sucked your dick really good, right? You swap and spit with her. What? She didn't suck a dick on Saturday,
and she left.
right? Now you're a cocksucker by proxy. So at the end of the day, we're sinners and cocksuckers, all of us. Who gives a fuck? I love you.
Hey, I love you too, Joe. It's always good talking to you, man. Hope to see you soon.
Buddy. I'll see you this week, buddy.
All right, buddy. Take care.
What, Lee? What, Lee? Did you learn something?
I did. The fact that you're not selling a button that says "I'm a cocksucker by proxy" is a shame.
Let me explain something to you. Yeah, when your chick sucks your dick, wait, that's the first dick she sucks?
Yeah,
She's a
no,
cocksucker, so what the fuck? There you are mopping it up with her at the horror movie like you're in love. You know, it's like that movie As Good As It Gets. He's licking the dog, and the guy goes, where'd you find him? Eating some fucking dirty diaper. There you are swapping a spit with your dog like fucking you're fucking Romeo and Juliet. You know what I'm saying? Get it together.
I feel you.
It's Monday, cocksuckers.
Oh, boy.
July the 7th. Who the fuck are you kidding? The party's over. It's a Monday. You got a second chance to do whatever the fuck you want to do. You want to be a lawyer? Fucking go down to USC, lie to him. I don't give a fuck. Tell him, right? I'm fucking Mexican. I don't give a fuck. I want to learn the law. Where's Thomas Jefferson at? Let me talk to that motherfucker. Who's running shit in this fucking place?
I feel you.
You want to be a fucking Jew? Whatever you want to be. Today's the day.
Become a Jew.
Become a Jew. Fucking tell them all to suck your dick, put a yarmulke on. Well, you don't need to get ordained. Wait, you got to go somewhere. Oh, yeah, you're a Jew now. It's the same thing. Just make yourself a Jew. Show up like Donald Sterling with an envelope. Black people love you. Everybody loves you. Filipinos. Let me give a shout out to some beautiful fucking people here.
This Chiba Chew is kicking in.
Oh, it's
Do they get a
tremendous.
shout out?
Huh?
They should get a shout out for that.
Oh, yeah. My man Nate, Molly loves you, cocksucker. I know what your fucking problem is. Stop moping around the house. Get it together. Grab your balls, stick a finger up your ass, tell Molly to suck the juice out of that fucking love stick. It's over. Lauren Rosenkerr, you know I love you, baby. I see you hanging in there. Jose Gama, you bad motherfucker. Toking Lair, I can't wait to see you in Vegas in 2 weeks, cocksucker. The Real Scuba Steve. Raz Dude. Christopher Santiago. Listen, I got some fucking people who sent me some product. I like those hit little fucking cigarettes. If you want to talk about sponsorship, I'll help you out. I really enjoyed those little hit cigarettes. You know what I'm saying? They were very nice. There's 12,000 fucking hits per cigarette.
Oh.
I don't know. I get like
An
2
e-cigarette?
days out of a blue. This is an e-cigarette. I dug your product. Thank you very much for sending it to me. Also, wax pens. Sent me some fucking wax pens. I'll tell you what I liked about them. I could put some fucking weed in it too. So it takes the weed, it takes the fucking wax. I want to give you a shout out. Waxy Pen. They sent me some extra coils. You some bad motherfuckers up there. Thank you very much. I'm giving them out at the fucking at the free fucking podcast. And I gave one over to the girl at the weed store by my house. You know what I'm saying? So don't forget about nothing. Just because you sent me something don't mean I ain't here for you. What, Lee? What? What, cocksucker? Look at you. I gave you 10 milligrams of a Chibo Chew.
It is kicking
and you ain't complaining, but it's good.
No, it's not
You
bad.
feel good, I can tell.
Yeah.
Sometimes you're red in the face.
Oh, no, this is
You
good.
look like Jesus before they stabbed him.
Well, yeah, when you give me my second Green Hornet of the night, I kind of...
You got to do it. You're fucking sacrificing for... Listen, man. When you're a Christian or a fucking Catholic, what do they call you? A sinner. We ain't sinners. We're fucking cocksuckers here at the church and what's happening now. You swap spit with a chick, she sucked the cock. You swap spit with her, fuck it. You got cooties now. We all just hit them with a shot of that cock breath right back at you. You know what I'm saying? What else is going on? Just because we had NutriShop on, listen, man, everybody's got a good product, and it's what goes behind it. The reason why I deal with Honor is the same reason. I got a good product. Every time I hit Ricardo with a question over there, boom, I got an answer back. That's the most important fucking thing to me is customer service, customer satisfaction. Yesterday, somebody hit me. They downloaded a CD. It didn't work. Boom, I sent it to Lee. Lee takes care of it. We don't fuck around. We don't need your fucking $5. I want you to be happy. You understand me? I don't want your fucking $5. I want you to be happy, cocksucker, with anything, whether it's the podcast, with Lee, whether it's with us. I just want you to be happy. That's customer service. That's something that nobody pays you to do. That's something you have to have in your heart. When you look at somebody and you go, I hope you're happy with what happened, dog. When I sold you a Coke Rock, it was a fucking Coke Rock, okay? That's all I got to say. That's customer fucking service. Same thing stands with Onnit. They don't fuck around. If you want supplements, go to somebody else. If you want optimization, you go to fucking Onnit. You want to be the best animal you could be? You want to be thinking on 15 fucking cylinders? You pop a couple of those alpha brains, you jerk off, and you smoke a fucking number, and you leave the house. You see how clear-headed you are. You're not walking around all fucked up with that lump scum in your fucking sack, all throwing you off. It throws your equilibrium off. You take some alpha brain. Alpha brain don't fuck around. If it don't change your life, it doesn't make you feel better and clean, send it back. We get a money back guarantee, no questions asked. One time only. Don't do it twice, because we'll send somebody down there to stab you in the fucking neck. Go to Onnit. They got the kettlebells. They got the shroom tech. They got the coral. I'm telling you guys, the digest enzymes. They got the testosterone booster. When it comes to your fucking health and health optimization, and you getting fucking tremendous fucking what's the word I'm looking for here? Results from your workouts. Go to fucking Onnit.com. Go to JoeyDiaz.net. Order a ghee patch. While you're there, go to Onnit. Order something from them. Save 10%. What do you put in the box?
You put it in church.
Church. CHURCH. It don't take no spelling bee, fucking champion, to let you know that one, ball sniffers. Onnit. Go there right now. Why fuck around? And we got to have this conversation every day. The same thing with HuluFuckingPlus.com. My wife lives on fucking Hulu. I don't even know what shows. She watches shows, plural. You understand me? Shows, plural. That's what Hulu Plus got to you. You think I'd be fucking around with Hulu Plus this long if they weren't the shit? $7.99 a month. Louis, why are you sitting there looking around like like one of Jerry's kids on a bus ride? You're sitting there looking around like on a bus ride. What the fuck's the matter? You get it together, cocksucker. Write that one down. Jerry's kids on a bus ride. I like that one. Anyway, the same thing. Hulu Plus don't fuck around. So what are some of the shows they have?
They have a ton of kid shows.
Break it down.
They have Bob's Burgers. If you miss, like a lot of people don't stay up late for the nightly shows. They have the Tonight Show. They have all that stuff.
And they put it on the next day.
Next day.
Who do you think you're fucking?
You
with?
wake up, it's there.
Boom! Hulu Plus for all your shows. Listen, I'm going to give you 2 weeks for free. 2 weeks, motherfuckers. You don't get that from the TV ad. 2 weeks. Nobody gives you that shit. When was the last time you went to get your dick sucked and they said, well, we'll give you a dick sucking? Nothing! You got to pay first. With me, 2 weeks for free, $7.99 a month. You go to the HuluPlus.com box, and what do you press?
You put Joey.
Joey, Joey, Joey. That's the code to get you 2 weeks for free, and after that, $7.99 a month for fucking everything you see on TV at your fingertips. You understand me? At your fingertips. You can watch this stuff. You can watch it binging. You know what I'm saying? You don't have to sit there and watch one episode at a time. We ain't got time for that shit. You wait till you get 6 of them, you smoke 2 fucking joints, you tell mama to bend over, you eat that ass, you sit back, boom, and you watch your 6 episodes like a gentleman. Go to the box today, HuluPlus.com, and press
Joey.
Joey. And while you're at it, while you walk around, everybody wants to be Fidel Castro, even Lee. Everybody wants to walk around like with a beard.
It's been my dream.
Like we got a fucking revolution going on or something. Shave that fucking thing. It's like wearing sunglasses. I can't see the real you. We want to see the real you, motherfucker. Between the beard, the tattoo, the SWAT sticker on your forehead, you're going to get 70 fucking years eventually.
You got to accessorize.
That's right. You got to accessorize, cocksucker. Dollar Shave Club. Sharpen up. $1, $6, and $9 a month. Every month delivered right to your door. On it, too. They'll deliver right to your fucking door. It's called Stay On It. They do the same shit. Dollar Shave Club. You get 4 razors sent to your door every fucking month. You're going to leave the house. You don't got to stand in the pharmacy. Where's your card? Where's your customer gratitude? Fuck customer
gratitude. You want to pay for a bag?
Yeah, you want to pay for a bag. $1, $6, and $9. For $1, you get 4 single blades. For $6, you get 4 double blades. For $9, you get 4 double blades with the aloe strip. Makes your face nice. They got the one wipe Charlies for your asshole. You pop them in your ass. You pop counterclockwise. Or the other way, your fucking muffler is spotless. When people sniff your asshole, they're like, where were you? Where the fuck have you been? Eating peppermint patties your whole life? DollarShaveClub.com. Why fuck around? Also, to my main man, Jeremy, at EscapePodTank.com. If you want to save thousands, not fucking a couple yardsticks, thousands on a fucking flotation tank for your house, business, whatever the fuck you want to do. They just got the what's the name of it?
Just a tank model.
Just a tank model. You save $150. But Joey, I don't have 2 or 3 G's. Financing is available. Go to escapepodtank.com. Go to the page. There's an 800 number. Call Jeremy. He'll answer all your questions. He knows about fucking everything. Tell him what he knows about astrology.
He has all the questions.
Everything.
And all the
He's
answers.
answer all your fucking questions. Got all the answers for you. Plus, he'll save you money, which is what this podcast does. Shop around. I don't give a fuck. Put Escape Pod Tank to the fucking test. I fucking dare you. You're gonna save $150 off the just the tank model, and $250 just for dropping the name. Flying Jew, fucking Jews, Spix, Joey Diaz. Boom! You get $250 off. Who gives you that type of love in your life? Huh?
No one.
On a fucking Monday. Nobody, cocksucker. That's why we're here. So what do you got planned for today, Lisa?
Well, I'm going to work out.
Okay. What time are you doing this at?
I was going to go after this because I'm pretty high. But I didn't bring shorts, so I guess I'll have to go home. I'm going to work out.
What kind of shorts you bring to the gym? You get nice little tight shorts, boys.
No, I like the gym. I like having pockets. I always feel like an asshole because you can't carry your wallet without pockets.
You bring your wallet to the gym?
No, but like later on, or like I always
put the fucking wallet
it's
in the trunk.
It's in the locker.
Don't put it in your locker.
Why?
That's why I used to make most of my scams. In '87, I had a kid that would lock up would watch you, get to know he worked at the gym. And when you walked in there, don't ever bring your phone. All you got to bring into the gym is your fucking iPod. Don't bring your phone in there either. Ain't nobody gonna die.
What's on my phone?
We'll get it together, stupid, because then you accept phone calls. I want you to be fresh when you're in there. I want your mind to be thinking about the future, what jokes you're going to write, what are you going to do when you lose this weight, how you going to be at the beach fucking slinging dick with Mexican women.
You know what helps, and I'm going to have to start bringing my iPad, is movies on the elliptical. Makes it go by like nothing.
That's tremendous. Just focus on I want you to go there and clean out that fucking head of yours. Look at that. You're the only Jew. You got no gel on your hair. I want you to clean up what's in the coconut. Don't worry about the fucking movies. Just put music on. I want you to think. I want you to think of how we could do the podcast, how you could write jokes, how you can make your dick bigger. Don't worry about the entertainment. Everybody wants to bring a magazine. What are you going to read? This ain't no fucking library. This is the gym. Did Rocky Balboa read when he was at the gym?
That's so weird.
You see Rocky Balboa watching an iPad at the gym? Fuck no. You focus on the journey ahead of you. I want you to be there.
I'm there. No, I'm there.
Don't fuck around here. I want you to be there. I take the iPod and I go back. I go back to my weaknesses. I think of a time when it was fucking dark, and I try to get myself out of there. I bring myself to emotion sometimes. I drive myself to fucking the emotion of being stuck there again, and how I felt, and how people are walking around feeling sometimes. Because the only way for me to do this podcast, and for me to get through these people, is to bring myself there, to prove to you motherfuckers that you could be somewhere dark, and within 10 minutes you can have light in your fucking life. It's not going to always be dark. You're going to have darkness, but when you go to work out, I want you to think of your life. I want you to fuck all that movies, and because then you're not thinking about what you're doing. I want you at the 33-minute mark. I want you to look at the clock and go, I got 27 minutes left. Fuck that fucking cheeseburger. Fuck that fucking slice of pizza now. You know what? Because sometimes we go to the gym and we go, if I go to the gym, I'm going to eat that cookie.
Yeah.
And when you're in the 33-minute and you're huffing and puffing and that salty sweat's going in your eyeballs.
Right.
And you're tasting, you can smell the odor coming up from you. I smell like an old man. Have you smelled me lately?
I haven't.
I smell like an old man.
Listen out.
It's disgusting, and I want you to think. And sometimes, like I said, I think back when I'm 27 because I want to think about what Lee's going through right now. Sometimes I go back to when I'm 25. I go to 1988, and I think back to what the fuck was I going through. Boy, was I fucking scared. Boy, did I not believe I could do anything. That I really had it in my mind that I was a piece of shit, Lee. I really fucking believed that I wasn't going to accomplish anything in my life, And then I think back to getting on stage, and I think about how I felt then, how I felt that I was just going to kill myself. Like every time I get on stage, you just want to kill yourself because you're not funny. And then that sparks me to go to jiu-jitsu. That makes me go, you know what, I got to go to jiu-jitsu tomorrow because I don't ever want to be that bad. And I know that if I was bad at something, because I tried it, I try to take myself to these dark places, man, because it'll get my writing better. It'll make me better because it makes me see the fucking journey. So I want you to do the same thing when you're working out. So 3 years from now, somebody comes to you and they're 100 pounds overweight. You go, listen, dog, this is what you do. And you can put your mind there. And you think, because if not, you're not feeling what you're going through.
Okay.
When you go to yoga and you breathe, you feel your body. I did, lately I've been doing those things, to stretch my back. I was working out and not stretching afterward. It's the worst thing you could do. you know, a lot of people stretch a lot before they work out. But people say you can pull your muscles if you're not warmed up properly. So I always walk around to something or do something, even if I just jump up and down and then stretch a little bit, then do the elliptical. And then when I'm coming down off the elliptical, I stretch. I really stretch hard. Boom, I breathe. I let the breath. But I wasn't stretching my back, so I was having back problems. I was walking around like Red fucking Fox, you know? And I don't want to walk around like that no more. So now I've been stretching. So after you work out, don't forget to fucking stretch. What else you got planned for today? You going to do a podcast with Rick tonight?
Yeah, I got Rick tonight. I got to watch a movie probably. And then just...
What movie you guys going tonight?
I'm not sure. I have to talk to Rick. I probably know, but I'm really fucked up right now. And then the last week was kind of slow, and I've been getting some tweets. I've almost gotten all the proposals I want for the app.
All right, we'll get it together.
What's going on? What are you doing today? Oh, can I mention one thing?
Go ahead, mention.
If you at leastsite.com, if you want, I'm having a sale on shirts. Use code JewMeDown, and you get $10 off 2 shirts.
You're a fucking savage. What do I got today? Today I'm going to do a little workout. I'm thinking about going to jiu-jitsu tonight. If I can make it by 8 o'clock, I got to write. I'm getting ready for the San Jose Improv. You know, San Jose is always a fucking crazy
It's a
party.
blast.
Auntie Dolores is coming again.
Oh.
I got some motherfuckers showing up. Some gangsters, some Mexicans, some fucking Raider fans. It's a jiu-jitsu weekend up there, so I have a lot of jiu-jitsu people going up there. I think I'm going to stop by Guerrilla Jiu-Jitsu Saturday morning for the 10:30 gi class.
Oh, cool.
So I'm very excited about the week up in San Jose. I always am. Next week, I'm in fucking Viva Las Vegas at the South Point with my main man, Steve Simone and shit, making it happen. And the week after that, I'm in beautiful Pioneer Comedy Club in Reno, fucking Nevada. I got to get my plane ticket today. But something really weird happened, man.
What?
A great listener said that he heard me speak about Santana. And his uncle was Santana. If I wanted to go see him in Irvine,
Whoa,
the 26th, and go backstage and meet Carlos, and I'm fucking, you know, it took me 2 days to reply to the kid because I was so overwhelmed. I'm really in hell, but I committed to this Reno date, and I have to do it. If not, I'd be right there. I'd love to meet Santana, and people have no idea, you know, what Santana did. You know, it's funny how there's great men, like Martin Luther King was a great man. He fought for black rights, and, you know. But if you really look at it, taking nothing away from Martin Luther King, somebody like Muhammad Ali did more for the African Americans, you know. You get the Chinese people. You know, they built our railroads. They gave us the orange. You know, Chinese people, they did. They did? They gave us the fucking orange. A lot of people don't know that.